3131 or go to Domino's.com. Stick around for the AD's Corner. We'll be joined by Athletic Director Sean Jones right after this break on the Henderson State Sports Network.
The state's leader in care is right here in the comfort of your own community. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia is a full-service hospital. Here, state-of-the-art technology is united with highly qualified physicians from the most quality nursing staff in the region. From major surgery to minor injuries, we care for you because we're your neighbor. And we're backed by Baptist Health, Arkansas's most comprehensive and respected care network. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia, your community hospital.
What's your lucky number? 7? 13? How about 3, 6, and $5.99? The $5.99 meal deal is here at Subway restaurants. Pick from 3 different 6-inch subs with chips and a 21-ounce drink for just $5.99. It's the $5.99.
Are you hearing everything okay?
And it's your lucky day.
Yeah, we got everything.
Participating.
Okay.
Charges for extras plus applicable tax. All chip-related trademarks are owned by Frito-Lay North America, Inc. Copyright 2015 Doctors Associates, Inc. Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
With over 40 years of experience, All Care Pharmacy understands your pharmaceutical needs. We offer fast and friendly service, including a drive-through window for additional convenience, along with 14 retail locations to serve you throughout Arkansas. Transfers are as easy as 1, 2, 3. So stop by and see Brian and staff at 3002 West Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Remember, at All Care, we care.
Do you have an idea that you'd like to see on a t-shirt? Printmania can help you turn your idea into a reality. Printmania offers a variety of t-shirts for you to choose from. We also have personalized service, which will allow you to work with an artist who will help you create your t-shirt. Printmania also does embroidery and engraving. Come visit us at 624 Main Street in Arkadelphia or call 870-246-3803. Printmania, proud supporters of Henderson State University.
The Domino's pregame show continues on the Henderson State Sports Network with the All Care Pharmacy AD's Corner. Here's Hunter Lively.
Welcome back to the Domino's pregame show as it's time for our AD Corner segment with Sean Jones, sponsored by All Care Pharmacy. And Sean, it's been a busy but very exciting summer in Ready Athletics. It's great to be back on the air for another highly anticipated football season. A lot of expectations heading into the season for this Ready Football Club.
Hunter, it is great to be back on the air, back with you, and obviously excited to kick off a new year of Ready Athletics and certainly a new season of Ready's football. And with the job that Coach Maxfield has done with his program, winning 4 of the last 5 conference championships, the bullseye is certainly there. You know, last year I think we were a little bit under the radar. I think picked 3rd in the preseason last year and ended up winning the league by 2 games. And we were not afforded that luxury this year after going 11-2 and having a historic season, winning a playoff game and finishing in the final 16. This year his colleagues voted us a clear-cut number 1. So the bullseye is on our back. Obviously when you've been at the top, there is a lot of pressure, but you know, this is a new team. This is a new season, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds starting tonight.
Well, we all know Coach Maxfield likes to keep a business-like approach on game day, but you sometimes get to see the side of Max that nobody else does. Have you had a chance to talk with him personally about this year's team and what he's expecting?
Yeah, I certainly have, and we get the chance to visit quite often. Scott and I work very closely together, and you're exactly right. I do get to see a different side of Coach Max, just a great person, a great leader. You know, I really like the way he runs his program. He expects a lot from his young men. He expects them to excel in the classroom, in the community, and on the field. And certainly the results speak to his success in those areas. But, you know, this is a new team, and I think anytime, Hunter, you have a new group and some key guys back, but certainly a new group overall, you know, he loves the effort he saw in camp. I know he was really excited about some of the young guys who are stepping in now to a new role and will get an opportunity to play. You know, I know he liked the depth he saw at his 1s and his 2s, waiting to see if some other guys emerge. But, you know, the one thing we've talked a lot about is until you start to get into the flow of games, until you start to play, have that week of preparation where you go to class and you work on football and then you play another game, it's hard to really see the chemistry of a team and how they're going to come together, how they're going to handle football-related adversity, which will occur no matter the success level in any game, any particular game, or any course of the season. So, you know, some of that we'll start to see, I think, tonight. But I know he feels really good about the talent level of this year's team. In some ways, maybe more talented than last year's squad. but obviously last year's squad had great chemistry. So I think we know the talent is there, and we'll start to see how they come together as a football team beginning tonight.
With the kickoff of a new year, what is your message to Ready fans who may be listening tonight? And this is also a great time to make known your expectations for all Ready athletes in our department.
Well, Hunter, my expectations are very simple. We have a purpose that we live by in our athletic department. You've heard me mention it. Our student athletes have heard me mention it many times. And our purpose is to graduate student athletes, provide them with a roadmap for future successes through their athletic endeavors and their overall Henderson State experience, and then to be a point of pride for Henderson State University through the pursuit of championships in a first-class manner. And really, I feel like that's where we are. Our grade point average has improved tremendously for our overall group over the last 2.5 years. We had a 2.95 cumulative grade point average for our 350 student athletes last spring. I got here in January of 2014, and every semester since then we've improved our grade point average, which is a credit to our outstanding faculty, to our coaches recruiting outstanding student athletes. But we're not satisfied. Our goal is to get that to a consistent 3.0 grade point average each and every year, and we feel like we're making great strides, almost there. But once we get there, we've got to continue to stay there. And as far as our teams, as I mentioned in the purpose, it's to compete for championships in a first-class manner. Some of our teams are at different points of progression towards the pursuit of those championships than others. Our golf program under Forrest Schultz, for example, is at a point where they are competing for conference championships, competing at the NCAA tournament every year. They've won now 3 straight conference championships in the GAC. We have other programs with first, second year head coaches who are hopeful to take the next step this year, big strides in year 2. We have others who have set a new bar of expectations for themselves. The example I could use there would be baseball and softball. Those 2 programs starting a couple of years ago had great years, softball winning the league, baseball making the NCAA tournament, winning the NCAA regional, going to the World Series, softball winning a couple games in the NCAA tournament. Both those teams had really good seasons last year with a lot of new faces, and now hopefully ready to jump back up and make a run at some big things this year. And the list goes on, but competing for championships, being in a position where we're always moving forward with our teams, not backwards. I think we have a great positioning right now, and I feel like, as you've heard me say, I think everybody has a chance to have a better year than they had the year before, and that's always going to be a goal.
Sean, thank you for joining us. We're all looking forward to a fun year.
Starts tonight, Hunter. We're looking forward to it as well. We've got a big weekend. We've got this football game tonight. Excited about that. And then cross country tomorrow night over at Ouachita, starting off their season. Volleyball is getting underway on the road this weekend as well down in Tampa. So it is an exciting time, and we're certainly looking forward to a great year.
Well, once again, that's Athletic Director Sean Jones in the All Care Pharmacy AD Corner. We'll be back shortly as there's much more to come right here on the Domino's Pregame Show.
For Henderson State Ready apparel and souvenirs, stop by the Ready Bookstore, located on the HSU campus in the Garrison Center. Open before every game, you can also purchase apparel and gift items under the Ready Bookstore tent during the game. The Ready Bookstore is open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Friday. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Ready Bookstore or online at www.readybookstore.com. Ready Bookstore, proud supporters.
Kevin, we'll be coming to you for the
sideline due to your injury.
What is it?
The orthopedic team at Texarkana Surgery Center.
Inside the huddle with Kevin Rogers.
Trey Mitchell, Doug Thompson,
inside
and
the corner.
Tom Young.
No, inside the huddle.
Get you back in the game.
Kevin, don't screw it up,
Surgery
Kevin.
Center, taking special care of our community for over 18 years.
Kevin, you're live on the internet.
General dentistry
How's it going, everybody?
kids and young adults.
Everyone, that's
Dr.
Kevin.
Trevor Coffee and his staff.
Thank you for listening to us on the
training
internet.
your
Really
child
appreciate it.
and making sure they always have a
Everybody,
super smile.
Kevin, everybody.
Arkadelphia Super Smiles
Nice
is
to meet you.
located at 280 Professional Park Drive, Suite B in Arkadelphia. For an
He just
appointment,
goes,
call
"Nice to meet y'all." Nice to meet y'all.
846-2828. And like always, our kids are accepted at Arkadelphia Super Smiles.
Hey, how's it going down there?
Oh, man.
Hi, Mom. Is Claire's birthday party today? Me again, Mom. Where did I put my history book? Hi. Sorry, forgot one last thing. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate. At school, I start looking out the window, and then I forget what I was supposed to be thinking about. I know it seems like I don't care, but I do. It's just difficult for me. Love you, Mom. Bye.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive. Brought to you by Understood.org and the Ad Council.
We're nearing kickoff of today's game. Let's continue the Domino's pregame show by talking X's and O's with former Ready quarterback Kevin Rogers.
We welcome you back inside Carpenter Haygood Stadium. Phil Elson along with R.J. Hawk. It is now time to go down to the field for Inside the Huddle with former Ready quarterback Kevin Rogers. Kevin, you got the Reddies and Southeastern warming up right now, and I tell you, if you look at one of the things that Southeastern did very well last year, it was defend against the pass. They were tops in the conference, averaging a little less than 160 yards per game. You remember what they were like defensively when you played against them? Was this a team that tried to come from you and pressure you?
Yeah, I was just talking with Coach Maxfield here, and one of the things that they did during my time is they respected the pass after, around 2013, 2014. They really backed it up. They would bring pressure probably 30% of the time, so we had to be aware of that. But as you look at last year when Dallas was quarterback, they brought pressure probably 60 to 70% of the time. They would stack the box, bring the heat, and they didn't respect our passing game last year, which I think is going to be a different story this year. As far as the passing game goes. And we always have our running threat, so they're going to have to respect both elements of the game. But we're going to have to see this first game. That's the one thing about the first game is you don't know what the defense is going to do as far as bringing the heat, or are they going to be conservative and play off. So we'll see on this first drive here, but I would expect them to stay about 40% blitz. And if we can take advantage of that, and if Andrew Black can recognize the protections and protect it up, then we can capitalize on those blitzes.
Hey, Kevin, let me ask you, Southeastern doesn't have a very experienced quarterback in C.B. Cantwell. He, in fact, has only attempted 22 passes this year, so this is going to be a very run-oriented team. Defensively for the Reddies, I mean, do you stack the box in this situation because you don't know much about the quarterback? Or, I mean, how do you go about approaching that from a defensive standpoint?
From a defensive standpoint, I would stack the box. Ryan Polite was a great quarterback for them in the years past, but with the question at quarterback this year, I would stack the box, make the quarterback make good decisions, put pressure on him, get in his head early. When you're a quarterback just starting out and they're bringing the heat on you, it gets in your head quickly, and you got to be able to control that, especially as a young player in this league. So that's what I would do if I was facing this Southeastern offense right now, is I would stack the box, bring the heat, get in his head, bring pressure to him, and see what he can do.
Let me ask you about to try, if you can, to get into Andrew Black's head. This is his first start with the Reddies. And it does come on opening day. It's a little different from when you made your first start, but that came, I think, if I remember correctly, 3 or 4 weeks in to your freshman season. But there's pressure on a quarterback any game. And on opening day, maybe more than most, for a guy who's making his first start. What could help Andrew Black more than anything to get into a bit of a rhythm?
It is pretty tough coming in. I'll never forget running out in the field and having that nervous feeling in 2011. The thing you got to remember in your head is it's just a game. Just relax. My dad always used to tell me, just breathe. And I think Andrew just has to sit back and breathe and recognize what's going on out there in the field, remember what he was taught, and go through his reads and just relax and have fun. It's a game after all. I see this being very similar to 2012, coming out that season when no one really knew what we could do at that point, and it was all up in the air about our offense and our team in general. And we're going to find out a lot this game, and I think if I were talking to him before this game, I would just tell him to have fun, relax, and remember what he was coached to do.
Very good. All right, Kevin. That was a great job on the first Inside the Huddle. You're a natural at this.
Hey, you know what, Kevin? Just like Andrew Black, you had no nervous energy on this first report for us.
That's right. You must have been reminding yourself to breathe.
That's right. I learned to breathe. Hey, I learned from the best from you guys. I listened to you for all last year. So
I got to say, I mean, you would think it's breathing. It's something that comes secondhand to us, but I think in pressure situations like Andrew's about to deal with, you actually might have to remind yourself to breathe and calm down a little bit, so I could see that.
Yeah, it works, I promise.
All right, Kevin, we're looking forward to your insight as this broadcast continues, but right now we got to take a quick break. 36 minutes until the opening kickoff, and standing by is Josh Davis, the Reddy senior linebacker, joining us for the Reddy Player Spotlight after this break on the Henderson State Sports Network.
As
SCM Architects have been serving Henderson State University for nearly 20 years. You'll recognize the firm's work on campus in the design of the new dining hall, the Charles Dunn Student Recreation Center, Sturgis Honors Hall, and East and West Residence Halls. This semester, SCM Architects have been privileged to work on the restoration of Proctor Hall and the recently completed interior renovation of Garrison Center's Grand Ballroom. Learn more about the firm's higher education, commercial, interior design, historic preservation, and master planning projects at scmarchitects.com and on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Ready Athletics.
Coach Johnny Ray Grummet was released from his contract today. Let's listen in on his press conference.
I'm not a genius. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein. I'm obviously disappointed it didn't work out, but it will allow me to spend more time with my family. Coach, the AD from Ole Miss is on the line. Oh, excuse me, I gotta take this. Mama's calling.
Why don't you plan on spending that family time in Hot Springs, Coach? Hot Springs has all the fun. Follow Hot Springs on social media or plan your trip at visithotsprings.org.
It's been a great ride.
Picture this. It's Monday afternoon and you're at Domino's buying a large 3-topping pizza. You give the Domino's employee $7.99 plus tax, of course. Now, picture this. It's Friday and you're at Domino's buying a large 3-topping pizza. You give the Domino's employee more than you paid Monday. You feel bamboozled. But then you hear this.
Domino's is now extending its $7.99 large 3-topping carryout deal to all day, every day.
And so you danced and ate Domino's. Carryout only. Must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rubber goes down the hole, pull tight, enough with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day, making sure they brush their teeth, is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
You're tuned to the Domino's pregame show on the Henderson State Sports Network. Now, let's get to know a player on the team in the Baptist Health Ready Player Spotlight.
It's now time for our Ready Player Spotlight, sponsored by Baptist Health. As we kick off a new season for Ready Football, today we're joined by last season's leading tackler for the Reddies, Josh Davis. And Josh, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
But first things first, give us an insight on how everything went during fall camp. I know a lot of people are really excited about the defense this season and what you guys can bring to the table.
This summer has been an interesting one. We've kind of gelled together more as a team than normal. We lost one of our brothers, and we kind of wanted to dedicate this season towards him. I'm wearing number 99 in his honor, and our teammates, we've been coming in, working hard every day, and just taking everything into perspective, and being there for each other, and trying to get this season accomplished for him.
Well, give us your thoughts on your personal maturity level, both as a Ready football player and as a student here in your time at Henderson State, and how you've grown over the years.
I've grown a lot over the years. I always say, coming in as a freshman, I had to do a lot of maturing. I was lucky enough to have people to look up to as Keaton Stigger and, Ricardo Mendez, who played inside linebackers. They were good linebackers for us. They showed me how to handle myself on and off the field, And this past summer, I reaped those benefits because this May, I just graduated, and as a leader, I'm showing the young guys sort of how Keaton and Ricardo did for me. I'm showing them, the right things to do, how to go to class, and handle your time on and off the field.
You got a solid opponent in Southeastern Oklahoma coming in tonight. What can you tell us about Southeastern and the offensive game plan that you expect them to bring in?
Southeastern, they always play us pretty hard. They're a really good team, hard-nosed team. They're going to line up and, run the ball at us. They're going to throw the ball high, low. We defensively, our game plan is, fit the power. We want to stuff the holes, stuff the run lanes. We want to stay true and stay solid in our pass coverage. We're going to run a lot of cover too, and we're going to blitz them a little bit, try to stop the run.
Well, there's been a lot of talk. A lot of people are wondering about some of the new faces on this year's defensive unit. Talk to us a little bit about the linebacking core this year, and as you'll be leading that unit.
We're really excited about this year's defensive group. As you know, last year we had a really solid defense, and we're returning a few guys from that defense. But up front we have myself, we have Cameron Sonnier, one of our really good young linebackers. He played sparingly for us last year, but he's stepping into a real, important role this year, starting beside me at middle linebacker. We have Ilya Petrosian. He came in last year towards the middle of the year. He got hurt in the first playoff game, but he's going to be a big key for us. Terrence Bailey, he's a guy who got hurt in the first game last year. At halftime, he had 10 or 12 tackles, so he's stepping in, hoping to stay healthy this year. We have Dundre Wright, one of our other solid starting linebackers. You know, this year we're really excited about our linebacker core and really our just defense all around, our DBs, our D-line. We're excited.
Well, what's been Coach Maxfield's message to the team all week in practice?
You know, he just wants us to stay hungry, you know, don't get complacent. He wants us to come out like the number 9 ranked team that we are. He wants us to obviously respect our opponent, but he wants us to, you know, play at our potential, play at our level, play fast, you know, and he wants to win, man.
Well, Josh, thanks for joining us. Good luck out there tonight. Let's go get a W.
Thank you for having me.
Once again, that was Ready linebacker Josh Davis in our Baptist Health Ready Player Spotlight. Stay tuned as there's much more to come right here on the Domino's pregame show.
Suits, we've all got them, but we really hate wearing them. So why would you want to bank with people that have to wear suits every day? At Southern Bancorp, we take a casual approach to banking. No suits required here. We realize not every customer is going to fit the corporate mold. That's why we can customize loans and accounts based on your wants and needs, not try to fit you into a box or into a suit.
Yes.
Hey, what break
friendly,
do you have right now that we're
here to
in?
help you. We cater to all kinds of suits around here, but you can leave your birthday suit at home. Southern Bancorp, building communities, changing lives. Member FDIC, equal opportunity.
This is break 4.
Break 4. Okay, I just want to make sure we were on the same page.
Locally owned and up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Next is showing to be around the GAC.
Yeah.
Call and book a tour with us today at 870-246-6337 or visit our website at twinrivershr.com. Again, that's
I can't hear anything anymore. Can you?
The state's leader in care is right here in the comfort of your
Hello?
community. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia is a
Can you hear?
I can't hear the commercials anymore.
highly qualified physicians and the most quality nursing staff in the region. From major surgery to minor.
Well, you should.
There it goes. Wait, whatever you just did, it came back, and then it's like that button's getting stuck again.
I didn't do anything.
Well, I think that button's getting stuck. That's what happened last year. The Q button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Okay.
Wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Because I got the coach's corner.
Back here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium as we are about 28 minutes away from the start of the 2016 Henderson State football campaign, as it's now time to take a look around the Great American Conference, brought to you by Southwest Sporting Goods. And right now is a great time to go buy all your apparel and gear at Southwest Sporting Goods right here in Arkadelphia. Well, when you look around the Great American Conference, all teams are playing except for one tonight, and we will start in Russellville as Southern Nazarene takes on Arkansas Tech at 7 o'clock. Down over at Southwestern Oklahoma, Southern Arkansas travels there on the road. They start at 6 o'clock. East Central is right across the highway as they take on Ouachita Baptist at 7. How about Arkansas Monticello, Phil, starting the season off on the road at Northwestern Oklahoma State, having to make that 8.5 hour. Well, actually, it's about a 10-hour drive.
That's more like 10 or 11 from Monticello.
About a 10-hour drive from Monticello. First game of the year, you got to go all the way up to Alva.
Welcome to college football, freshman. You're going to enjoy the GAC.
Yes, and the only game not being played tonight are those Harding Bisons and the Oklahoma Baptist Bison. Those two play on Saturday, and that'll be a 6 p.m. game in Harding, or in Searcy. And that is your look around the Great American Conference.
Yeah, Bisons and Bison is so confusing for all the fans to figure out who is who. They got to push the game back 2 days.
Well, anybody that took a proper English class knows that you only use one bison whenever you refer to a mascot.
Got to have a halfway decent English class at Harding, don't you think?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
We're not here to take shots.
No, I know.
It's the Bison versus the Bisons. And it'll all be going down on Saturday at 6 o'clock.
What a great day, though, around the GAC. I mean, it's the opening day for college football, and it's pretty much the GAC. Everybody is in action, and Arkadelphia is the site of 2 kickoffs at virtually the exact same time.
Yeah.
Ouachita and East Central kicking off at 7 o'clock. We kick off at 7 o'clock as well. That makes it a unique day in and of itself, because even on days where Both teams are in action along Highway 7. The kickoff times are usually staggered by at least a couple of hours. Not today.
Not today. And you know what? This just means one good thing. All Division II schools will be on the local news tonight because there's nothing else going on right now in sports. So
that's right.
Hey, that was a look at your Great American Conference look around the league, and it was all brought to you by Southwest Sporting Goods. We are going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, it'll be time to check in with head coach Scott Maxfield for the first time this year. Phil was able to sit down with him earlier in the week and get his thoughts on tonight's game. As you're listening to the Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Domino's Pizza on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Don't be sidelined due to your injury. The orthopedic team at Texarkana Surgery Center with Doctors Richard Hilborn, Trey Mitchell, Doug Thompson, and Tom Young are here to help get you back in the game. Texarkana Surgery Center, taking special care of our community for over 18 years.
What's your lucky number? 7? 13? How about 3, 6, and $5.99? The $5.99 meal deal is here at Subway restaurants. Pick from 3 different 6-inch subs with chips and a 21-ounce drink for just $5.99. It's the $5.99 meal deal, only at Subway. And it's your lucky day. Limited time only at participating locations. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. All chip-related trademarks are owned by Frito-Lay North America, Inc. Copyright 2015 Doctors Associates, Inc. Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
Java Primo is amazing coffee and so much more. Visit Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more and discover just what more is. Friday and Saturday nights are ribeye nights. 16 plus ounces of premium bone-in French-cut ribeye steak seasoned with espresso rub and grilled to perfection. Nightly dinner menus of pizza, salmon, tuna, steaks, and more begins at 4 p.m. Located on Main Street in Arkadelphia and on Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Java Primo has a little something more just for you.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games she likes to play, like this giant feather. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. It's almost like she thinks I enjoy it. But seeing how much fun she gets out of it, well, I guess it makes it all worth it. Humans.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
The Domino's pregame show rolls along on the Henderson State Sports Network. Now, with an in-depth look at today's game, it's time for the Coach's Corner. Here's R.J. Hawk and head coach Scott Maxfield.
Well, we're inside the coach's office with head coach Scott Maxfield a couple of days before the Reddies open the 2016 season against Southeastern Oklahoma State. And Coach Maxfield, I know you guys have had a lot of time, obviously, to prepare for the start of the football season, but what has the last week been like in the fact that it's been the first game week for the Reddies as opposed to mini camps and the usual training camp structure of August?
Well, we've been trying to get our legs back under us a little bit. It's been hot. The kids are pretty much tired of practicing. They're looking forward to the first game. You know, when you get 16, 17 practice deep into camp, that's probably the biggest problem you have to overcome as a coach, to just keep them motivated to go out every day and give them something a little bit to work on to keep them a little bit hungry to get better every day.
Well, now the Reddies go into the season with a target on their backs. I know that's the way that you'd like it as the season progresses. But once again, the coaches and media picked Henderson as the preseason pick to be conference champions. That wasn't the case going into last year, and your team still was able to pull out a conference championship. I guess that shows sometimes what preseason rankings mean, but at the same time, there's a level of respect for the Henderson Reddies and the GAC.
Well, I think we've earned our respect, but, you know, the preseason polls are nice, get the fans interested, get everybody excited. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's really what you go out and do on the field throughout the year, and it's a long season. And, you know, hopefully we can start off 1-0, but we just got to go out and play well. You know, you never know exactly what you're going to have starting out, right out of the gate, what kind of team chemistry you're going to have, how your team will overcome adversity if they're faced with some bad situations early in the game. So those are some things that we'll just try to figure out as we go along.
It's been really interesting to watch the progression of the Henderson football program over the past, even just the past few years, to go from what was an offensive juggernaut a few years ago to a team that really ground opponents down last year and won with a running game and with defense. It seems going into this season that offensively there might be maybe a bit of an uptick from even last year.
Well, we feel like we're probably a little bit more versatile and maybe can do some more things offensively than we did last year. I think our talent level may be up at a couple of positions. We'll just have to wait and see and find out what our personality is. But last year we had to rely on the run game because that's what we did best. We had an outstanding defense, so we tried to play to that strength and keep them off the field, keep them fresh, because we knew we could, stay in some close games because our defense was so good. So we'll just have to kind of find out what our identity is, and once we figure that out, we'll go that direction.
I would imagine, at least offensively, part of the identity, if not a major part, is still the offensive line and the running game, with the return of GAC Offensive Player of the Year, Jaquan Cole, and almost the entire offensive line back from last season. That's a strength that you know going in.
Well, we feel real good about our offensive line. We've got 4 starters coming back. We've had a great spring ball with those guys. They're all bigger, stronger. They're in better physical condition, I think, than we were last year. But no matter how good you are at receiver, quarterback, running back, it always starts up front. And those are the guys that will always lead our offense, and kind of as they go, we go. So, if they give the quarterback great protection, it makes it so much easier. If you want to line up and run the ball and they can knock people back, then we can be successful in that area as well.
You mentioned the quarterback, and that's Andrew Black. And we saw Andrew at times last year. He'd be used in some short yardage situations, scored some big touchdowns. You can point to the Harding game. He scored the winning touchdown in that game. He's a very athletic quarterback and maybe can do some things that other QBs that we've seen the last few years can't necessarily do when it comes to running.
Well, Andrew's very athletic. He's got a great arm, too, so feel really good about the progress that Andrew's made since he's been at Henderson. I think he got to play in every game last year. He played some very valuable minutes like you talked about. So he's been in tough game situations and tight games, and I think that will really pay dividends to his maturation this season. And we're really excited about him and what he brings to our offense.
Replacing almost the entire receiving corps as far as the percentage of catches and yards that returned from last year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's still not a lot of talent at that position, because Henderson has possibly reloaded with guys that have transferred from other institutions.
Well, we feel good about our receivers. Feel like we've got a lot of talent there. How they respond and how they come out and play, for us is still unknown, but they have been successful at other schools and done some big things, and we've got some guys that have been in our program. They're back as well. So we feel good about our receiving core, and hopefully they'll come out and make some big plays for us.
Let's talk about the other side of the ball on defense, and that's really where the Reddies at times dominated last year. They led all of college football in interceptions. 22 of the 29 interceptions from last year are returning. You can really see a veteran leadership in the linebacking position and in the secondary, where almost everyone's back.
Well, we feel good about our secondary. We got our top 4 corners back from last year. They played really well last year. We're expecting big things from them. We got 3 of our top 4 safeties back. We lost Kenrick Burns, who was the only senior in that bunch, who's now coaching for us. Our linebacking core, Ilya Petrosyan, Josh Davis were starters last year. Cameron Saunier was a guy that played, significant snaps last year as well. So feel good about them. Really the biggest question right now is our defensive line. Lost first-team all-conference Grady Ollison, was a big physical presence inside. And then the tragic loss of Trevon Del Rio in the offseason has been a big impact on our defensive line. But we've got Henry Davis back. We've got 6 other guys that have played a lot in the D-line that have been in our program. So we've got some guys that just have to step up their game, and this is their chance to have some significant playing time, and hopefully they'll step in and do a good job for us.
One of the things about last year's team, and you mentioned it comes to game time to figure out, the personality of the team. Last year you had a group of players and a team that had seemingly a mentality in the last 5 minutes that they would just make more plays. than the opposition. I mean, every week last season came down to those last 5 minutes, or in a lot of cases, the last drive. Henderson made more plays. Is there anything that you could see in the team just during practice that gives you the idea that they could have that same mentality?
Hey, Kevin.
Or do you even know that until
Hey,
they're put
okay,
in
when
that
we come
position
back,
during
we're going
the
to
game?
do starting lineups and the keys to the game.
We have a lot of guys returning.
Be real quick with your key to the game.
You got it.
Because we need to get this segment in about a minute or about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
A lot of different dynamics that go on in the dressing room and around campus. So we'll just have to wait and see what personality this team takes on. I do think we have the ability to do that, but one of the things that really got us through last year, we were a very close team. Everybody really fought hard for each other, and we didn't have a lot of individual selfish people on our team, and I think that's one of the things that we try to strive for every year, but we'll just see how that plays out this year.
Scott, I'm excited to get the season going. I know you and your coaching staff are too. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck on the opening game.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
That's head coach Scott Maxfield joining us here on the Domino's pregame show. Stick around. Much more coming up on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Suits, we've all got them, but we really hate wearing them. So why would you want to bank with people that have to wear suits every day? At Southern Bancorp, we take a casual approach to banking. No suits required here. We realize not every customer is going to fit the corporate mold. That's why we can customize loans and accounts based on your wants and needs, not try to fit you into a box or into a suit. We aren't your typical stuffy bankers, just friendly, laid-back people here to help you. We cater to all kinds of suits around here, but you can leave your birthday suit at home. Southern Bancorp, building communities, changing lives. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Let's listen in the locker room to see what Coach thought about the controversial call at the end of the game.
I'm not allowed to comment on lousy officiating, but the trouble with the referees is they just don't care who wins. They're the only guys I know can rob you and get a police escort out of town. And remember, the result of the game, not final till the other team's check clears the ref's bank.
Come on down to Hot Springs, Coach. You'll get a fair shake on comfortable rooms, great meals, and fun activities for the whole family. Hot Springs has all the fun. Follow Hot Springs on social media or plan your trip at visithotsprings.org.
Henderson State Ready Apparel and Souvenirs.
You want Henderson? I'll take Southeastern.
Located on the HSU campus in the Garrison Center. Open
Hey,
before every game.
let's try to get this in 2.5 minutes. All of
gift
it.
items
With
under
what?
the
With
Ready
the starting
Bookstore
lineup
section
and the
in
keys.
The Ready Bookstore is open.
And
8
then
to
the
5
pregame
Monday
show's
through
over?
Thursday,
Yeah.
and 8 to 4 on Friday. Find
All
us
right.
on Facebook.
And
Is Kevin
Twitter,
part
and
of that?
Instagram.
Yeah,
Ready
we'll get his
Bookstore.
key. I told him to be
Online
quick
at
with it.
www.readybookstore.com. Ready Bookstore, proud supporters of Henderson
That's not
State
helping.
Athletics.
A little bit. It's like the old fans on the ceiling at Raymond Field's press
You'll
box.
recognize the firm's work on campus in the design of the new dining hall, the Charles Dunn Student Recreation Center, Sturgis Honors Hall, and East and West Residence Halls. This semester, SCM architects have been privileged to work on the restoration
remember to
of
put the
Proctor
crowd-
Hall and the recently completed interior renovation of Garrison Center's Grand Ballroom. Learn more about the
Southeastern's
firm's higher
last year's
education,
record.
commercial,
Have
interior
what?
design,
Southeastern's
historic
last year's record.
preservation, and master planning projects at SCMarchitects.com.
They were 6
and on
and 5.
Twitter, Facebook, and
Oh,
Instagram.
man.
SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Ready Athletics.
Welcome back to the Domino's pregame show on the Henderson State Sports Network. We're counting down to the opening kickoff. Let's get back to the broadcast booth for today's starting lineups.
Welcome back inside the booth here at Carpenter-Haygood Stadium. We're getting set for the opening kickoff. It's the Henderson State Reddies and Southeastern Oklahoma State. Let's get a quick look at the starting lineup. We'll start first with Henderson State's offense. And along the offensive line, left to right, JoJo Grant, John Michael McGee, Corey Steidel, all-conference center, Daniel Moore, and Justin Carpenter. Andrew Black makes his first collegiate start. The sophomore from Tyler, Texas, ran last year for 155 yards. He threw for 209 yards and completed 25 of 49 passes. He'll be handing off to Jaquan Cole, last year's GAC Player of the Year on the offensive side, gained 1,189 yards, scored 8 touchdowns, averaged 5.4 yards per carry. 4 receiver set, Al Lasker at the X receiver, Jacoby Lewis at the H receiver, A.J. Smith at the Y position, Courtney Whitehead is the Z receiver.
And for Southeastern Oklahoma, last year they went 6-5 under head coach Bo Atterbury, and they're big guys up front. From left tackle to right tackle, they'll go with Garrett Westfall. Left guard, Matt Morris. Jeff Davis is their center. Right guard's Kevin Gray, and right tackle is Reese Herod. The quarterback today is C.B. Cantwell. It's his first career start under the Savage Storm offense. And real quick, let's pause for the national anthem played by the Ready Pep Band. to correct myself. It's not a pep band. That is the marching band.
That's the band.
That's
the show band.
That is the show band of Arkansas playing for you here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium. For Southeastern, the running back is Ronnie Green. He led Southeastern Oklahoma last year in rushing. They run a 2 tight end set with Bryce Steele and James Ravada, and their wide receivers are Ty Miller, Kamon Farmer, and Arteric Maxi Mashila, and that is going to be a fun name to call all night tonight, Phil Elson.
Well, I mean, we didn't get into the defensive side as far as the starting lineups are concerned. But when you look at the Henderson defense, and again, this is exactly where the Reddies made their mark last year. It was on the defensive end. Returners, Tyan Avery, Sheldon Watson, Gary Vines, Tavares Gardner, last year combined for 11 interceptions. They're back at those starting positions. Josh Davis, the leading tackler, 103 tackles. He was an all-GAC pick. 5th in the league in solo tackles. He returns. Cameron Saunier, the Mike linebacker, had some big moments as a backup last year. Dondre Wright at the nickel position and Terrence Bailey at the weak linebacker. He's a newcomer transferring from community college in Florida. The lone returner at the defensive line, and that's where Coach Maxfield says he's got most of his questions. It's at Henry Davis is the lone returner at the defensive line. He is at nose tackle. So that's a look at the starting lineups. Right now we're about 9 minutes away from the opening kickoff. We'll come back with 3 keys to the game, and we'll do our keys to the game right now, actually. Yeah, so, RJ, what do you got?
You know, when you look at this team for Henderson State, it all, for what we know right now, it all lives and breathes with the defense. If they can stop the run of Southeastern, the offense is going to do its things. The defense has to come up with big plays. They have to come up with turnovers, and that will be a key to victory today.
Look at the running game for the Reddies. This is where Henderson probably more than anything can help Andrew Black gain some comfort level, and of course the running game is also going to be partially Andrew Black. I think that's going to be a big part of it, is a two-headed wrecking crew of Jaquan Cole and Andrew Black. Let's see what Kevin Rogers thinks as far as a key for a Reddy win today. Kevin?
The key, I think, guys, is going to be the team that makes the least mistakes. And, I mean, the turnover battle. Win the turnover battle. Don't turn the ball over, and do your job.
Isn't that where Henderson was so good last year?
They really were. They were really good last year in that area.
When it came to turning the ball over and creating turnovers defensively, Henderson was one of the best in the country, certainly the best in the GAC. Well, the show band of Arkansas is exiting to our right near the end zone. That's the end zone that the Reddies will be running out of shortly. We are less than 8 minutes away from the start of the college football season here at Henderson State University. Stick around. We'll have much more. We'll also have the opening kickoff as you are listening to the Domino's pregame show on the Henderson State Sports Network.
With over 40 years of experience, All Care Pharmacy understands your pharmaceutical needs. We offer fast and friendly service, including a drive-through window for additional convenience, along with 14 retail locations to serve you throughout Arkansas. Transfers are as easy as 1, 2, 3, so stop by and see Brian and staff at 3002 West Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Remember, at All Care, we care.
Java Primo is amazing coffee and so much more. Visit Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more and discover just what more is. Friday and Saturday nights are ribeye nights. 16 plus ounces of premium bone-in French-cut ribeye steak, seasoned with espresso rub and grilled to perfection. Nightly dinner menus of pizza, salmon, tuna, steaks, and more begins at 4 p.m. Located on Main Street in Arkadelphia and on Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Java Primo has a little something more just for you.
Arkadelphia Super Smiles offers general dentistry for kids and young adults. Dr. Trevor Coffey and his staff look forward in treating your child and making sure they always have a super smile. Arkadelphia Super Smiles is located at 280 Professional Park Drive, Suite B in Arkadelphia. For an appointment, call 870-246-2828. And like always, our kids is accepted at Arkadelphia Super Smiles.
Do you have an idea that you'd like to see on a t-shirt? Print Mania can help you turn your idea into a reality. Print Mania offers a variety of t-shirts for you to choose from. We also have personalized service, which will allow you to work with an artist who will help you create your t-shirts. Print Mania also does embroidery and engraving. Come visit us at 624 Main Street in Arkadelphia or call 870-246-3803. Print Mania, proud supporters of Henderson State University.
Cole, fourth carry in a row, over the right side, breaks through at the 15, inside the 10 to the 5, touchdown Reddies! to his left with Billy. He stops near the 31. He throws it for the end zone. He has a man. Intercepted. Tyan Avery makes the interception to the end zone. And you can put this one in the books.
Mission to seek and destroy.
It's game time. Ready Football on the Henderson State Sports Network is presented by All Care Pharmacy, Arkadelphia Super Smiles, Baptist Health, Domino's, Java Primo, State Farm Insurance, and David Bost. Print Mania, The Ready Bookstore, Jeremy Hughes Shelter Insurance, Southern Bancorp, Subway, Texarkana Surgery Center, Larry Pennington Insurance, The Plaza at Twin Rivers, Visit Hot Springs, Slim and Shorties, Fat Boys Fine Foods, Aaron's Furniture, SCM Architects, Benvenuti Italian Restaurant, Smart Ford in Malvern, Southwest Sporting Goods. Now with the call for today's game, here are Phil Elson, RJ Hawk, and Kevin Rogers.
Still plenty of cloud cover overhead here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium, and a dwindling chance for rain as we are 4 minutes away from the opening kickoff. The rains that came about an hour before the gates open actually cooled things off pretty nicely. It was mid-90s when Southeastern first showed up this afternoon to get their warm-ups going, but the rains have cooled things down. 81 degrees moments before the Reddies take the field, as we see them pretty fired up in those red uniforms with red hats. Of course, they got the white numbers on the uniforms and on the red helmets. The Reddies take the field right now, led by the Henderson State ROTC, led by captains Gary Vines, Andrew Black, Jordan Dominguez, and Henry Davis. They're about to walk onto the field to present the Larry Pennington coin toss, and we'll see who gets this ball first today. Now, Henderson and Southeastern played a nail-biter last year, in which Henderson was outgained nearly by a margin of 2-1 in yardage, but it still came down to Henderson leading by 7 in the last minute, and they stopped the Savage Storm at, if I remember correctly, right there at the 3-yard line on the final play of the game, which was batted away by Kenrick Burns, a great secondary player for the Reddies, who's now one of the secondary coaches, his first year as an assistant. But that was in Durant, where the Reddies have had to win the last 3 visits to Durant by very close margins. When they played them here in Arkadelphia, they've wiped the field with Southeastern, in fact. And Southeastern's captain Sean Price, Raheem Wilson, Bobby Jackson, and Garrett Westfall have approached midfield, along with referee Ron Standridge, who heads our 9-man crew today, wearing the zebra stripes in GAC. And let's see who is going to win the coin toss.
I believe he doesn't have his mic turned on, but he'll turn it on once the coin toss is official. So
he better. We got him mic'd up.
Yeah, I know it, right? Kevin Rogers is out there. Let's see if we can get Kevin's mic.
Southeastern Oklahoma has won the toss and will defer to the second half.
Okay.
You know, and it's interesting because if you were to look at Henderson, maybe not from last year, but from the 4 years before that, it would not be a very good idea to give the Reddies the ball first. It's a different season, though. Today's coin toss brought to you by Larry Pennington Insurance, a proud supporter of Henderson State Athletics. So that means the Reddies will decide the end of the field to defend for this first half. They have chosen the end zone to our left. That's the scoreboard side of Carpenter Haygood Stadium. They'll be trying to score at the end zone to our right, and that is the end zone that opens you up towards campus.
Yeah. Hey, man, what better way? The atmosphere on opening day, and there's a buzz going on. There's a nice crowd here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium, and you know, if you're an Arkadelphia faithful that loves both Ouachita and Henderson, there are some of those.
Yeah, there. Sure, why not?
You kind of have a conflicting night upon it because you've got Ouachita Baptist across the way playing East Central, and the Reddies here at home, so you may catch one half and then come to the other game.
I can only see a corner at Cliff Harris Stadium, and I would imagine that they're, you know, Ouachita and ECU are lined up getting ready for the opening kickoff, as we are too. And the Reddies wearing the red uniform tops, again the red helmets with white numerals right on there on the helmets. Southeastern has different looking unis than we've seen before. They're sharp looking uniforms, the white uniforms, blue numbers trimmed in gold, and the white helmets with the SE sort of 49ers-like logo in a circle and an oval on their helmets. The kickoff return team for the Reddies this year, Jacoby Lewis, who's the top returning receiver, a sophomore from Pearland, Texas, and Zachary Lavender, transferred from Oklahoma Panhandle. Lavender's someone to watch. He led the nation in Division II in kickoff return yards last year. The Reddies returning it left to right. The season is underway as the kickoff is an end-over-end kick near the far sideline. It's going to bounce out of bounds, and Henderson's going to get great field position without even touching the football.
Well, how about that? That's the way to start a season right there. You let the ball go out of bounds, and you're going to get great field position. And so the Andrew Black era is now underway.
And let's tell you about Andrew Black. Andrew is a sophomore. He is from Tyler, Texas, 6'1", 180 pounds. And he's known for his legs. Good reason, because he was the short yardage runner for the Reddies out of the shotgun last year. Of course, he also
5-yard line, first down.
just announcing the penalty on Southeastern for kicking the ball out of bounds. Henderson will start first down to the 35, moving left to right. I tell you what, though, I saw it in practice. You saw it at very short intervals last year. Andrew can throw the ball. He's got a very strong arm. And he will take his first snap as the Reddies starting quarterback in the shotgun. 4 wides. Single back joining him in the backfield, and that is Jaquan Cole. 4 down linemen for the Savage Storm, and the give to Jaquan Cole to his left. Not a lot of room, and he's twisted down after a gain of maybe 2 yards by Bricky Reed. That's the inside linebacker out of Paris, Texas. Southeastern runs a 3-4 set. They will pressure quarterback from the outside, leave the tackling to the inside linebackers. It is 2nd down and 8. The high snap to Black. He gives to Cole again, and this time he's going to lose yardage right back to the original, in fact, past the original line of scrimmage, back to the Henderson 35-yard line. Andrew Macbeth, a freshman defensive lineman, makes the stop. It's twice in a row. Not a lot of room for Cole to run.
Yeah, you know, they've really sold out on the run the last 2 plays, and now it's up to Andrew's arm to try to make something happen, because now you've got 3rd and long.
That is 3rd and 12. Ball snapped out of the left hash, 4 receivers set. Cole remains in the backfield. Black points out a spot of the defense where he wants Cole to run or block. Out of 5 down linemen, they drop one of them, and the snap to Black. Over the middle, pass complete to Al Lasker. Stutter step move, twists past the 40 and dives to the 41, short of the first down by 4 yards.
You know, an interesting thing on this offense for Henderson State, Courtney Whitehead, the new wide receiver out of the University of Central Arkansas, his original hometown is Athens, Texas, right? Well, Andrew Black is from Tyler, Texas, which is separated by about 20 miles, and he went to Chapel Hill High School. They played each other whenever they were in high school, and of course, Andrew was a sophomore and Courtney was a senior.
Henderson decides to punt on 4th down and 4. Ball snapped from the 41 to new punter Cody Michael, and Michael barely gets rid of it, but a beautiful high spiraling kick. Fair catch called, almost fumbled at the 16-yard line by Southeastern return man Jordan Hester. Had to make a diving catch over his shoulder. You saw him kind of popcorning the football on his way down to the turf.
Yeah, that could have been big for the Reddies right there, but he held on, and now Southeastern has their hand at it as they're going to be at the 21-yard line. And get to see this Reddy defense, and it looks like we've got a media timeout.
So we'll step aside as well. Just about 2 minutes into the first quarter here at Henderson, and no score against Southeastern. You're listening to Ready Football on the Henderson State Sports Network.
The state's leader in care is
ID.
own community. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia
Okay, we will.
is a full-service hospital. Here, state-of-the-art technology is united with highly qualified physicians and the most quality nursing staff in the region. From major surgery to minor injuries, we care for you because we're your neighbor. And we're backed by Baptist Health, Arkansas's most comprehensive and respected care network. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia, your community hospital.
For Henderson State Ready Apparel and Souvenirs, stop by the Ready Bookstore, located on the HSU campus in the Garrison Center. Open before every game, you can also purchase apparel and gift items under the Ready Bookstore tent during the game. The Ready Bookstore is open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Friday. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Ready Bookstore or online at www.readybookstore.com. Ready Bookstore, proud supporters of Henderson State Athletics.
Not Not a lot there for the Reddies on the first drive, 3 and out, and it's Southeastern's ball for their first drive of the season from their own 16-yard line. Very nice punt, I'd say, by Cody Michael. Nice introduction for the junior transfer. 43 yards, no return. And quarterbacking now for Southeastern is C.B. Cantwell. He's a senior. He's barely played over his career, and he gets the start. Hands off to Ronnie Green. Green cuts back near the right hash mark and dives for a gain of about 4 yards near the 20-yard line. Cameron Saunier makes the stop from his middle linebacker position. Saunier is sophomore from Webster, Texas. And one of the 3 interceptions returned for a touchdown for the Reddies last year, and that was as a backup. He is the Mike linebacker, lines up between Josh Davis and Dondre Wright. It is second down and call it 6. And Green gets another carry, has to stutter step in the backfield, tiptoes past the 20-yard line. He'll get about 2 yards up to the 22. It'll be third and about 4, call it 5 for Southeastern. DeQuellen Scott, who gets the start at right end for Henderson State. A sophomore from Kilgore, Texas, makes his first tackle. That was a gain of 3. Call this third down and a long 3 for Southeastern. C.B. Cantwell, 6'3", 185-pound senior, who's attempted a career total of 22 passes. He's back in the shotgun. There was a little bit of movement, but the officials are allowing that movement as the tight end stepped back into motion. Handoff. Green gets past one tackler near the 25 and twisted down to the turf by Gary Vines, who came up from his rover position to make a first down saving tackle at the 25-yard line in front of his own bench.
Yeah, they'll bring up 4th and 1, Phil, and it'll be interesting to see if Southeastern gambles this deep in their own territory, and it looks like the punt team is going to come on. That 4th and 1 is always intriguing because the way you've run the ball, you haven't run it bad. Could you get it right here? But if the gamble doesn't pay off, boy, you give Henderson State great field position.
Bo Atterbury is the head coach of the Savage Storm in his 3rd season. Got a reputation of a gambler. Southeastern attempted more 4th down conversions than any team but one in the GAC last year. But they're going to punt it away to a 2-man return crew of Al Lasker and Courtney Whitehead. And back to return is Lasker near the 29. Steps past the tackle of the 35. Making a move to the 40. Past another tackler. He's at the 45. Dives near the 49-yard line. Now Lasker, who had to sit out the past 2 years after putting together a pretty impressive 2013 season, he is back and seemingly with a vengeance with a return of nearly 20 yards.
Well, he was an All-American punt returner the year that his last year playing with Henderson State, and he showed right there why he was such a good punt returner, because he can make something out of nothing. Didn't really have a lot of room to run right there, but he was kind of bobbing and weaving through defenders and was able to get a good return.
Yeah, Al's got he's a big body, 6'3", 205, has great speed and nice moves in traffic. We've got a pistol formation here. Cole behind Andrew Black. Heavy on the left side of the blockers. Fake handoff. The pass is complete on the far side, but slipping after making the catch is Austin Bennett. Bennett gets the first completion of his career here at Henderson. Bennett's a junior, transferred from the University of Oklahoma. Marcus Harris stops him after a nice game, about 8 yards on first down. It's 2nd and 2 from the Southeastern 44. Black still in the pistol. He gives to Cole. Steps past a man at the 45, close to the first down before being driven backwards by a couple of the white shirts. Late flag comes in from the back official. That's our first Jeremy Hughes Shelter Insurance penalty flag. And that was a late flag, came way after the initial hit on Cole, which admittedly was a pretty big hit.
I gotta think that usually it wasn't from the far back official. It was more like the umpire. We'll get the call.
After the play, personal foul, offense, number 86, 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Boy, that is not good right there. You cannot have boneheaded plays like that. And I didn't really see a whole lot that went on right there, but a lot of jawing and pushing and shoving when you're on the pile, and those officials are right there on top of it.
The penalty's called on Darren Phillips. He's a tight end for the Reddies. Occasionally do employ the tight end, though they don't catch many passes. Phillips transferred from East Los Angeles Community College, and he pushes the Reddies back inside their own territory to the 42, brings up 3rd and 17. So with throwing down for Andrew Black, perhaps. Black stays in the pocket. He loses the football, bringing his arm forward. They're going to call that an incomplete pass, And Andrew's a little bit lucky that we don't have replay here at Division II. I don't know if that would have been a fumble or not, but it was pretty close.
I think the ball slipped out of his hand whenever he was throwing it. It was in the throwing motion, and it never did get hit out of his hand, but it came up as an incomplete pass.
So the Reddies have gained just 1 first down on 2 drives, and they're going to be forced to punt once again on 4th down and 17. Cody Michael, who got away a 43-yard punt just a few minutes ago, is back at his own 28. Gets the snap, right-footed punt, almost blocked. There's a wobbly punt, bounces inside the southeastern 30, takes a Henderson roll near the far sideline and goes out of bounds at the 16, call it the 17-yard line. Another good punt for Cody Michael. Let's go down to the sideline with a Southern Bancorp sideline report with Kevin Rogers. And Kevin, first couple of drives, not a lot there for the Reddies.
Yeah, as with any first game that you see, just kind of slow putter in there at the beginning. There right at the end, it looked like Andrew Black. We had a run-pass option where he can choose to run the ball or throw, and he wanted to throw the ball there. Just kind of slipped out of his hand. Kind of human out here. I can completely understand that. Happened to me a couple times, but love the defense. I like what they're doing so far. The team's energized, and it's looking good so far, so we'll see how it goes.
Our station's down the line. I know we owe you an ID, so let's get that over with. And I got a question for Kevin. So right now, with a score 0-0 early in the first quarter, this is a 10-second station ID on the Henderson State Sports Network. All right, welcome you back inside Carpenter Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia. Phil Elson along with R.J. Hawk. Kevin Rogers down on the sidelines. And Kevin, you just brought up the idea of the ball slipping out of Andrew's hands. It's sweaty here at Carpenter Haygood. Maybe a little bit more up here in the booth where RJ and I are kind of in our own little glass encased prison. And it is sweaty up here. Down on the field, though, it's got to be sweaty too. And can that affect a quarterback as far as being able to hold the football?
Yes, it can. Here towards the beginning of fall, before the fall season comes in, it does get pretty humid outside. Kind of feels like you're in Louisiana, which can be good. It feels sticky on the ball, but at times you get a little bit too sweaty and it slips out of your hand.
All right, that was a 41-yard punt by Cody Michael. And there goes Southeastern to the ground again on first down from their 17. There's Ronnie Green getting another carry up the middle to the 20-yard line before being dropped by DeQuellen Scott once again, his second tackle from right end. That is a gain of about 2.5 yards. It'll be second down and a long 7. Southeastern moving right to left. Early in the first quarter, we are just 2 minutes short of the 10-minute mark. And not a lot going on either side. Henderson as...
I'm wondering why the clock stopped. I mean, it was a running play, and the clock stopped at 10:02.
Clock's just been put in motion again by Ron Standridge. Southeastern lines up 2 receivers to the left, empty on the right side. The snap back to Cantwell, drops back, happy feet, flips it to his left, pass is caught by a receiver near the 17. He's going to lose a yard back to the 19-yard line. Cameron Saunier makes the tackle for the Reddies. That was Bryce Steele, the tight end, that made the catch.
You know, a lot of teams you'll see set up the running back screen. That time they went with a tight end screen, and they run a 2 tight end set, so it allows for them to let the big body guy catch the screen pass and run downhill with it.
We've got Steele lining up as the tight end on the left side of the offensive line. 3 receivers, twins to the right. Single back is Green on third down and 8. Cantwell drops back near the 10. Over the middle, pass complete. Tavares Gardner brings him down near the first down. It looks like it might keep the drive going. Pass was caught by Ty Miller, a junior receiver who caught 26 balls last year. That is just enough for a first down, a gain of 7 on 3rd and 7.
Well, Saunier was right in on that tackle again. I mean, there was about 3 guys he played pinball off of, and Terrence Bailey was also there. So, you know, Ready defense is swarming to the football right now and doing a good job of making it tough for Southeastern Oklahoma right now.
3 receivers. They got one tight to the formation on the left. That's Kamen Farmer put in motion. They bluff the handoff. Cantwell looking deep. Flushed out of the pocket. Pulls the ball down. He's going to run to the near sideline and knocked out of bounds by Saunier near the 37-yard line. That is a gain of 10 yards and should move the chains again for the Savage Storm.
Well, that's one thing the Savage Storm have never really had, is a guy that was a threat on the ground. And, you know, when they had Polite, he had a big arm, and yeah, he was mobile a little bit, but he didn't have the speed that you see in this ball game from Cantwell.
Cantwell had only attempted 6 rushes in his career for 16 yards. He got 10 on his first rush this season. First down and 10 for the Southeastern Oklahoma Savage Storm from their own 37. No score, 8:30 to play in the first. And Green gets the handoff, and no room right there. 2 Reddies wrapped him up at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him forward progress for a gain of 1 yard. But once again, Derek Muldrow making the stop. He backs up Henry Davis at nose tackle. There are a couple of other Ready linemen who are in on that tackle as well.
Terrence Bailey was also there as well.
Cameron Saunier checking back in for Henderson State. Josh Davis at his linebacking position to the left. Reddy's going with 4 down linemen. Snap on 2nd and 9. Pass out to the flats. Caught by Farmer. Runs to the far sideline and is tripped out of bounds near the 44 by Tyan Avery. Avery had such a great season for the Reddies last year. He had that playoff win clinching interception against Sioux Falls in the end zone in the last minute. It was one of the more exciting plays of the year. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for Southeastern. They're still in their own territory at the 44. Southeastern with 36 total yards. Henderson only 15 in the slow-moving first quarter. Pistol formation. They'll bring in an extra blocker on the right side. That goes to Ronnie Green with a handoff. Green near the first down. He'll come up a yard short. Comes to the 46. He needed the 47. It's about a half yard short.
It looked like Cameron Saunier was there. Now it looks like Saunier is getting out of a scrum without his helmet on. And I think he's looking for his helmet right now. Okay, there's the official with it. Now Saunier is coming to the sideline.
He's got to come out of the game. If your helmet comes off during a play, got to sit the next play no matter what. So Saunier, who's already had a couple of tackles, will sit. And this is one of those positions where I think Bo Atterbury would think about going for it on 4th and 1 from his own 46. And you can see the wheels in motion in Atterbury's brain. He's thinking about it. His team, his offense stays out there. They're going to go for it. They'll keep Ronnie Brown as the single back. Do have a couple receivers there. Reddies really protecting that defensive line. Under center is Cantwell. Cantwell steps out from center, looks to the sideline.
He went with a hard count right there, Phil.
Points out the coverage. Now steps under center again. Cantwell barking out the play clock down to 1. Timeout called, and they're just trying to get the Reddies offside.
Great job by the Reddies that time because they went with the hard count twice. You know, a lot of times you'll see they go with the hard count, turn to the sideline, look for a play, and then he went back under center like he got a play, and he went with a hard count once again, and the Reddies never flinched. Great job by that defensive front for the Reddies.
Today's Ready broadcast brought to you in part by All Care Pharmacy. They sponsor our AD's Corner with Sean Jones during the Domino's pregame show. Stop by and see Brian and his staff at All Care Pharmacy. They're downtown in Arkadelphia at 3002 West Pine Street. At All Care, we care. Let's go down to Kevin Rogers, our quarterback, with a Southern Bancorp sideline report. Kevin.
Yeah, you could tell Coach Max was telling our defense to be ready right there. You could hear him, watch the freeze, which tells the defense to watch that hard count that you're talking about, RJ. We lived off that from 2011 to 2014. You wouldn't call a play. You just call it freeze, and you go up to the line, and you'd call a hard count, try to get them jump off sides. And if they do jump off sides, you take a shot. If not, then you just call a timeout. So it was a good job by the Ready defense there.
Hey, Kevin, I saw Saunier come off the sideline. He wasn't too happy. He was missing his helmet. Did you get any earshot of what was going on down there?
Yeah, he's not hurt or anything. He's okay. He just went in for the tackle. His helmet came off, and with the ruling, the clock does stop and the play's dead. And he was just, a lot of players get frustrated with that aspect when their helmet comes off.
Cameron can come back onto he can play the next play now with a timeout called. He doesn't have to sit this next play out.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, here come the Savage Storm. Are they going to go for it? No, the punter's out there. Punter is Joel Carlos. He also does the field goal kicking for Southeastern. So the Reddies two-man return team back near the 16-yard line.
Well, it looks like we got, looks like out there you've got Christian Williams-Caver out there now instead of Al Lasker.
Darian Gray as well. Gray had some big punt returns for the Reddies last year, and here's a returnable punt. Gray calls for a fair catch. Lets it bounce at the 3. It's into the end zone, and Henderson will get the ball at the 20-yard line.
Kind of interesting to not see Al Lasker in there after that last punt return. He was not in there. And I said Chris, and I think it's Krishawn Williams-Caver that was back there to get the punt return.
But that was a boomer. 54 yards with no return. And I'd say that punt by Carlos traveled in the air 51 yards at least. That was a big one.
You know, one thing the Reddies haven't had over the last few years is a really, really good punter. They've had a really, really good field goal kicker, but you've had a good punter. It's nothing spectacular. It seems like tonight the Reddies punting team is doing quite well.
Well, hopefully they don't need the punting team on this drive. Reddies fake the handoff. Black rolls out to his right, throws a pass to Whitehead, who's nailed after making the catch near the sideline. That's a gain of 4 yards to the 24. Big things expected from Whitehead, 6'3", 215 pounds. Transferred after sitting out most of his last year at UCA with an injury. He did take a big hit there from Raheem Wilson, an all-GAC cornerback, who watches him on the left side. 2nd down and 6 for the Reddies from the 24. Clock's in motion to 6:08. No score first quarter, and Henderson's going to be called for a false start. That's a Jeremy Hughes shelter insurance penalty flag, and it will be the second on the Reddies.
False start. Offense. Number 65. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the left tackle JoJo Grant, who was backing up at the right tackle position last year and now is starting on the left side, protecting Andrew Black's blind side. But that pushes Henderson inside the 20. It is 2nd down and 11.
You know, Courtney Whitehead has been looked at by NFL scouts. He could be a big-time receiver in the next level.
The snap to Black, fakes the handoff again. Quick pressure, fires a pass to nobody in particular. Threw it deep to the left side near the 40-yard line, and there wasn't a Henderson receiver within 20 yards.
Well, it was hard to throw that time because he had Reggie Marshall right in his face, and he planted Black right when he threw the football. And, you know, I think Andrew that time was just trying to avoid getting a sack.
3rd down and 11. The Reddies have failed to convert on either of their 2 third-down plays. Clock shows 5:51 in the first. No score. Reddies looking for only their 2nd first down of the game. Black takes the high shotgun snap and is pressured again. Steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. Pulls the ball down at the 25. Steps past one man. Twists and is nailed. He is dropped there by Reggie Marshall, the outside linebacker. He gained about 7 yards, but still 4th down and about 4 yards.
Well, that's one thing about a mobile quarterback that you hate to see is, you know, he's not afraid to run, but boy, taking big shots like that, you hate to see your quarterback take a big shot at the end of a play.
But he got back up quickly, heads off the field, and once again we're going to see what Cody Michael can do punting the football with his right foot. He's gotten off 2 big ones already. Cayman Farmers back to return it to the Southeastern 34. The snap, and this one's almost blocked, but he got it away. A low spiraling kick. It bounces at the 40, takes another Henderson roll out of bounds into the Southeastern bench at the 37-yard line. That is a punt of 43 yards with no return.
Well, you know, we talked about Al Lasker, and I'm looking down at the training table right now, and they're looking at his left knee on the training table, and boy, I would hate to see that for Al if he has to miss any time because of a knee injury. We'll get Kevin to go over there and check on Al right now. I think Kevin may actually have something.
Yeah, he can hear some popping in his knee. We don't really know what it is, but just something going on with it. Nothing too serious at this point, and we certainly don't want to speculate, but we'll see what happens, and I'll give you guys updates as we go.
It is the left knee that they're checking on as Southeastern snaps it from the 37. The pass is complete for a first down to the Henderson 50-yard line to Anteric Maxey Machelet, a senior from Dallas, Texas. Now is in traffic, a gain of 13 yards to midfield.
Cameron Saunier made that hit, but he needs to adjust his chin strap a little bit. His helmet came off again, and that's the 3rd time this game Saunier's helmet came off. Now he's going over the training table and said, hey, help me out.
Reddies caught a little off kilter as they couldn't line up, as this snap and the run by Devlin Wortham to the left side is good for 6-yard gain. Sheldon Watson made the tackle from his position at free safety. That's 2 pretty positive plays there for Southeastern, and they're in Henderson territory at the 44. 2nd down and 4. Clock rolling inside 4:30 in the first quarter. No score. Cantwell has Wortham to his right. He'll snap, and he's going to pull the ball down. Steps past one tackle. Nearly tiptoed past one, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. At the 46-yard line. Looked like he was about to step past another tackle, and at the last moment, Josh Davis came in there, and I think he swiped him down, just getting him on the foot and tripped him.
Boy, very rarely do you see a linebacker with the number 99.
Right, that's a defensive lineman position number.
Joshua went with the number 99 at the middle linebacker spot.
It's a sack for Davis. Only had a sack and a half last year. And admittedly, he had a great season, just didn't get a lot of sacks. Cantwell looks to throw deep to his left. A high arcing pass, and in traffic, the ball's batted away and incomplete. I tell you, Gary Vines recovered just in time. Cayman Farmer had him beat.
Boy, and Gary could have been called with a pass interference right there because, like you said, he recovered. He never had his head turned around, and at the very last second, he popped his head around and just played squabble with him with his hands and was able to knock the ball away.
So, Southeastern did get a couple of the first downs, but they are forced to punt from the Ready 46-yard line. And we've seen Joel Carlos get off a couple of good-looking punts. It's been a punter's paradise here in the first quarter. Carlos back near his 42, takes the snap, steps to his right. He's running with the football, now decides to punt it. And down the right sideline, it is fair caught at the Ready 16 by Darian Gray. Right for a moment, I thought Carlos was about to run with the ball.
Well, it's that rugby-style kick that a lot of teams are going to now because it allows the punter to kind of judge the situation. It's going to allow you to run with it, and it makes the defense come up and really put pressure on the punter rather than dropping back into coverage. And so that allows for the punter at that point to say, well, I could try to run for this thing because you never know what I could get out of it.
So far, a game of field position and punting. 56 yards gained by Southeastern, only 27 yards for the Reddies, who start their third drive at their own 16, moving left to right. Andrew Black takes the snap, gives to Jaquan Cole, past the tackle, breaks through at the 20. He moves to his left to the 30, at the 40, at the 45, 50 down the left sideline. Cole inside Southeastern territory, deep at the 25, and knocked out of bounds. There's Jaquan Cole. We saw it all season long in 2015, and late in the first quarter, there's Jaquan Cole again.
You know, there's a website that Jaquan saw. It was called d2gems.com, and Jaquan saw that prior to the ball game, and somebody wrote an article saying he wasn't even the best back in Arkadelphia, much less the GAC. I think he's out to prove something tonight.
63 yards to the 21-yard line. And now in is Jeremy Wilson, a freshman running back. He gets his first carry for the Reddies. He's a scat back. He breaks free to his left outside the tackle, and he has a first down past the 10 to the 6-yard line. That was a beautiful move. Initially getting the football, Wilson had a defender in his face, but he burned him quickly.
You know, Wilson's from John Tyler High School in Tyler, Texas, and you know who's from John Tyler, don't you?
I heard of him. Here's the give to Wilson. No, Black keeps it. Black turned down hard at the 10-yard line. The initial fake handoff did not fool Raheem Wilson, the senior defensive back from DeSoto, Texas. That's a loss of 4 yards on the sack.
John Tyler High School, the famous Earl Campbell from Tyler, Texas, and John Tyler High School.
Here's a mean barbecuer.
Yes.
Second down and goal from the 11. Reddies go with a pistol formation, giving to Jeremy Wilson. Wilson hit at the 10-yard line. Keeps those legs going, got a yard or so after the initial hit. Derek Leonard laid into him pretty hard. Tajuan Smith was there to help. It's a gain of about 1.5 yards, and Henderson looking at 3rd and goal from just inside the 10.
Well, now's the time Andrew Black needs to, find a receiver. You're not going to get a first down right here, so you either go end zone or go home at this point.
Henderson going with 3 wides. Twins to the right, still 2-man backfield. Black back to throw. Andrews got some time. He pulls the ball down, spins past one tackle, but not the second. He loses yardage back to the 15. And, boy, the Southeastern team can really rush the quarterback.
I want to get Kevin's perspective here in a moment. If it's, he talked about in the pregame show that he wants to see Andrew look down his progressions at the wide receiver spot and then think about running. Is it the pressure, Kevin? We'll ask you after the field goal attempt. If it's the pressure, if Andrew's just wanting to run a little bit more than throw the football.
31-yard attempt from the left hash for Houston Ray. Had a great freshman season. Ray's first attempt this year is up and good, going left to right, and the Reddies draw first blood on a 31-yard field goal by Houston Ray. 1:15 to play in the first quarter. We'll step aside. The Reddies lead Southeastern Oklahoma 3-0. This is the Henderson State Sports Network.
You order Domino's Pizza, and your pizza parade begins. Marching bands dressed as pizza slices play. Tigers eating pizza roar. And then someone
Hey, Phil, what
rains
spot
on your pizza
break is that?
I want salad instead.
So Domino's is introducing salad.
First quarter 2.
And the pizza parade is saved. Order a...
So Network 8.
And a delicious Domino's...
Oh, hang on.
90... Area and charges may vary.
SCM Architects have been serving Henderson State University for nearly 20 years. You'll recognize the firm's work on campus in the design of the new dining hall, the Charles Dunn Student Recreation Center, Sturgis Honors Hall, and East and West Residence Halls. This semester, SCM Architects have been privileged to work on the restoration of Proctor Hall and the recently completed interior renovation of Garrison Center's Grand Ballroom. Learn more about the firm's higher education, commercial, interior design, historic preservation, and master planning projects at scmarchitects.com. And on Twitter, Facebook.
My log guide is all jacked up, so I'm not sure exactly which one.
Phil.
This kickoff is brought to you by Visit Hot Springs. Plan your vacation visit to Hot Springs. Call 800-SPA-CITY or go to hotsprings.org. Kickoff returned by Southeastern to the 40-yard line, and with Reddies leading 3-0 late in the first quarter. Finally able to complete a drive, really thanks to the 63-yard run by Jaquan Cole, setting up Houston Ray's 31-yard field goal.
That smart scoring drive went 6 plays, 70 yards in 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
CB Cantwell runs the offense for Southeastern, hands off to Devlon Wortham, trying to get outside the tackle. There's nothing there. Reddies swarm him, pushing him out of bounds. He was able to get about 5 yards out of nothing initially, just by keeping those legs going. And they'll mark him out of bounds to the 46, so call that a gain of 6 yards. There wasn't a lot there from our vantage point. There were about 6 or 7 Reddy jerseys in his face, but he just kept him going.
Should be Network 8.
52 seconds remaining in the first. Second down and 4 for Southeastern. The shotgun snap, the handoff to Wortham. He's tripped up and is able to trip up forward for a gain of 2 yards. This will be 3rd down and 2 for Southeastern. They've stopped the clock at 40 seconds. So far, the Reddy offense is one run by Jaquan Cole. And Cole has a 63-yard run, but with the lost yards that he dealt with in the first drive, he actually has a total of 62 yards net. It's one fewer than his run that set up the Reddy field goal. Referees are converging near the line of scrimmage. They've frozen the clock at 40 seconds, and the play clock also remains frozen at 40 seconds. So we do have a flag down. Just noticed that, a Jeremy Hughes Shelter Insurance penalty flag. Flag is lying at the 47-yard line. And Ron Standridge having a zebra convention near the line of scrimmage. They even seem to be a little bit confused as to what they're going to call. We're about to get word, though, from Ron Standridge himself.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 47. Therefore, the defensive player does not have to leave the game.
Is that another helmet getting knocked off? James Ravana, who's a starting fullback for Southeastern, calling for the unsportsmanlike. Did he rip that helmet off?
I think it's more of a rip-off than a fall-off of the helmet. That's why the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty got called.
Interesting. I didn't see who it was that he pulled the helmet off of, but Cameron Saunier had his helmet, taken off his head or so 2 times prior. 3rd down and 17 from the 33-yard line. Boy, that penalty is huge. From 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 17. Cantwell to throw deep over the middle. The pass is complete into Henderson territory for a first down. A diving catch by Cayman Farmer at the Reddy 44. That was a great catch. Dondre Wright made the tackle. That was about 3 Reddy defenders in the vicinity of the football. And Cantwell and Farmer connect for 23 yards.
Yeah, that was a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch because Dondre Wright had good coverage on him, but just at the last moment, Farmer was able to get in front of Wright's face and make that catch.
4 receivers set. They'll give it out of the shotgun to Wortham. Wortham dives to the 40-yard line before Tavares Gardner laid the wood on him. That's a gain of 4 yards. That'll be the last play of the quarter as the final seconds tick off to triple zeros. We'll go to the second quarter here on opening night at Carpenter Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia. Henderson State 3, Southeastern Oklahoma nothing. Stay tuned for the second quarter on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Java Primo is amazing coffee and so much more. Visit Java
Okay,
Primo
Phil,
Coffee
this
House,
should be
Cafe and
network
more, and
spot break
discover
9.
just what more is. Friday and Saturday nights are ribeye nights.
Yeah, that would be right.
Thank you.
Cut ribeye steak seasoned with espresso rub and grilled to perfection. Nightly dinner menus of pizza, salmon, tuna, steaks, and more begins at 4 p.m. Located on Main Street in Arkadelphia and on Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Java Primo has a little something more just for you.
Do you have an idea that you'd like to see on a t-shirt? Print Mania can help you turn your idea into reality. Print Mania offers a variety of t-shirts for you to choose from. We also have personalized service, which will allow you to work with an artist who will help you create your t-shirt. Print Mania also does embroidery and engraving. Come visit us at 624 Main Street in Arkadelphia or call 870-246-3803. Print Mania, proud supporters of Henderson State University.
Back here for the start of the second quarter at Henderson State. Reddies 3, Southeastern Oklahoma nothing. A look at the statistics would show it's been been slow going for both teams offensively. The Reddies have gained 97 yards on 14 plays. 63 of those yards gained on one play, a run by Jaquan Cole at 6.9 yards per play. 91 yards of total offense for Southeastern, 41 on the ground, 50 in the air, and that's on 18 plays, averaging 5.1 yards. Reddies defense has come up big on a couple of plays, but it's been the Reddy offense that has done all the scoring so far with a 3-0 lead. Southeastern's ball from the 40, moving left to right there in Henderson territory. Second down and 6. Devlin Wortham breaks past a couple of tacklers, past another one, still in his feet past the 25, and he dives near the 21-yard line. Broke about 3 tackles, doing nothing but keeping 2 hands on the football and running straight up the middle for a big Southeastern first down.
Yeah, he was like a human ping pong ball right there. He was just bouncing off 3 different guys, and it took 3 guys at the very end to finally take him down.
19 yards up the middle for Wortham, who's gained 36 yards on 5 carries. Wortham is a senior from Wolf City, Texas. Had a huge freshman year, and he's been good the last 2 years, but nowhere near that. Here's a low snap, and it's on the ground, dived on by C.B. Cantwell before Sam Johnson could dive on the football. Johnson, the starting defensive left end for the Reddies. So on nothing more than a bad snap by Jeff Davis, Southeastern's going to have to come up big here on second down and long.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just a miscue on their part. And the Reddies did a good job getting off their blocks and getting over there to make sure that they lost yardage on the play.
That's up to the 34-yard line, a loss of 13 yards. Second down and 22. 4 receivers in for Cantwell. Keep Green in the block for him. He fakes the pass. He gives it to Green up the middle, and he's got some room. Green past 1 tackle, past a second. He's inside the 20 and dives to the 17.
Yeah, that's a delayed handoff right there. And, you know, if you're the Reddy front 3 right there, you can't allow for that to happen. I mean, you've got to be watching run the entire time. And he, you know, he's not a big back. When you look at Ronnie Green, he's 5'9", 190 pounds, and he was able just to skate through that offensive line and pick up big yardage.
17 yards, be third down and 6 from the Reddy 17. Clock moving to 13:30 in the half. The snap, Cantwell back to throw. To his left, the pass is right through the hands of the receiver and incomplete.
That was Ronnie Green once again.
Green was open with room to run near the Reddy sideline, but the pass went right through his hands. 4th down and 6. Bo Atterbury sends out his kicking team. And Joe Carlos, who does the punting and the kicking, 8 for 11 kicking field goals last year with a long of 43. This is within his range.
Should be a 31-yard kick.
This is 34 yards from the left hash mark. Ball will be snapped to the 24. That's where it's kicked from the 24-yard line. 34-yard attempt. The snap and the hold are both good. The kick is up, has the distance, and Joe Carlos has tied the game at 13-19 to play in the second quarter. Henderson State 3, Southeastern Oklahoma 3. Stick around after a break. This is the Henderson State Sports Network.
Java Primo is amazing coffee and so much more. Visit Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more and discover just what more is. Friday and Saturday nights are ribeye nights. 16 plus ounces of premium bone-in French-cut ribeye steak seasoned with espresso rub and grilled to perfection. Nightly dinner menus of pizza, salmon, tuna, steaks, and more.
Have we seen
begins at 4
Lasker
p.m.
still on the
Located
sideline,
Main
or is
Street
he
in
gone for the
and on
no.
Central Avenue in Hot Springs? Java Primo has a little something
He's still
more
on the sideline,
just
but
for you.
he's a possibility to return.
What's your lucky number?
Nothing serious
7,
on his knee
13.
from the doctor,
How about
so
3,
we're
6,
good
and
there.
$5.99? The $5.99 meal deal is here at Subway restaurants. Pick from 3 different
I'll
6-inch
probably
subs
mention
with
that,
chips and a
and
21-ounce drink.
Andrew
for
just needs to kind of
$5.99.
settle down.
It's the
He
$5.99
had a
meal
couple
deal,
of open
only at
guys on
Subway. And it's
slot
your lucky
receivers,
day.
like
Limited
a
time
bender
only.
going across the
Participating
middle,
locations.
the middle,
Additional charges for
and
extras
then
plus applicable
We'll come
tax.
to you after the
All
kickoff.
chip-related
How about that?
trademarks are owned
Okay,
by
yeah, no,
Freeway
that's fine,
North
whatever.
America, Inc.
Cool.
Copyright
Don't
2013
forget
Doctors
that.
Associates Inc. Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates Inc.
Hey, this is Kenny Burns. Welcome back to Ready Football on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Back inside Carpenter Haygood Stadium as we're brought back by former Ready cornerback Kendrick Burns, who's now one of the assistant coaches defensively for the Reddies. So good to hear his voice once again. Speaking of hearing a voice, let's go down to Kevin Rogers with a Southern Bancorp sideline report. Kevin.
Yeah, it looked like Al's going to be okay. Nothing too serious. He's probably going to return with the left knee. And both quarterbacks are getting pretty good pressure this game. Southeastern completed a pretty good pass, about 25 yards. Got some good pressure. Andrew had a couple guys open on the middle from slot receivers. He just needs to calm down and get comfortable, and I think he's going to do that. Coach Max keeps telling him, he's supporting him, he's encouraging him, which is good to see. And Andrew will come out here on this next drive, and we'll see what we got.
We'll see what kind of field position the kick return team can get for Andrew Black. Hasn't had great field position yet. A couple back to return. And here comes the kickoff from Jake Walters, moving left to right. That's a line drive kick, and it is returned from the goal line by Zachary Lavender. Lavender past the 25 to the 30 before he's brought down by a couple of white jerseys. Nice return. Lavender's known for the kick return, and that's 32 yards. This kickoff was brought to you by Visit Hot Springs. Plan your vacation, visit the Hot Springs. Call 800-SPA-CITY or go to hotsprings.org.
Hey, Kevin, real quick, what do you want to see from Andrew Black on this drive?
I just want to see him mainly calm down and, like I said earlier, go through his reads, take what the defense gives him. Looks like they're kind of playing off. They're not really bringing the heat too much. Throw sticks, bubbles, 5-yard outs, and just get a rhythm going.
Jaquan Cole's in the backfield, and they're going to throw it to him in the flats. Caught at the 25, past the 30, past another man to the 40, to the 45. He brings a tackler to the 49-yard line. Jaquan Cole moved one of those tacklers a couple of yards after a big burst that got him the first down. The Reddies move it 18 yards on one play for a first down.
Yeah, you're right there. You see Kevin. Kevin talked about it. Keep it short. Find ways to get bubble screens and just dump offs to your backs and your receivers, and that's what they did.
Here's Black back to throw. Cole's going to block. Now Black's going to run for the ball. He's got it past the 50 to the 45, and he slides near the first down marker. Started to slide after gaining 9 yards, so they'll mark him down to the 38.
Boy, I tell you, you see that pocket start to close on Andrew, and you just start thinking, well, keep that ball tucked in close so they can't knock it out, and he stepped in the pocket nicely and was able to get close to the first down.
Now, pardon me, that's the 42-yard line where Black began to slide. Gain of 8 yards. That's a smart play. Instead of taking that hit, here's the handoff to Cole out of the pistol. Cole has the first down, lost the football, and Southeastern dives on top of it. That'll be the first turnover of the ball game. They say the Reddies were able to keep it. Well, one of their officials pointed in the Ready direction, but it's Southeastern that's doing the celebrating, and it is the Savage Storm that create the first turnover on a fumble by Jaquan Cole.
It's the first game for everybody, even the officials, and sometimes you got to remember where you are. You just point the right way when there's a fumble and the other team gets it. It's all good. Now, game 2, you can't have those mistakes.
Right. Actually, if you're Jaquan Cole, after a great season last year, I don't remember Jaquan fumbling much, if at all.
I don't think that you can't have that mistake in game 1.
Okay, so now Southeastern with a tie game at 3-3 takes over with good field position. Go to the ground on first down. And Devlin Wortham is twisted down to the 41-yard line by Henry Davis. Good push by the offensive line, loading up the right side for Wortham to gain 6. They remain in Southeastern territory, but it's second down and 5 yards from the 46-yard line. Clock's in motion inside 12 minutes remaining in the half. Henderson has outgained Southeastern 129 to 119. Snap. Cantwell turns to his right, hands off to Wortham. He dives over the middle, gets short yardage here, maybe 2 yards. That's Miles Kirksey that makes the stop for Henderson State. Kirksey's from Missouri City, Texas, transferred, one of many transfers out of Texas A&M Kingsville. 3rd down and 3. Southeastern has converted twice on 6 third down attempts. Ball's just inside the right hash mark. Going to go with a tight formation. Twin backs and a T formation behind. Cantwell is in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the left. And Cantwell's back to throw. His receiver is there for a completed pass of the 43. Great tackle made to save the first down by Sheldon Watson.
Well, you know, Henderson State got lucky right there because that time for Southeastern, Hardrick, he went backwards. Once you catch the football, instead of going forward, he kind of took a step backwards, and that allowed for Henderson State to come up and make the stop before the first down marker. Kind of got lucky right there, but I'll take it.
Yeah, huge play for the Henderson State defense. Southeastern is going to be forced to punt on 4th and 1. Joel Carlos has been impressive punting the football so far. Carlos has punted for an average of 43 yards on 3 kicks. Back to receive near the 15-yard line. The ready return crew, Darian Gray, and it's a fair catch called, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. That was Krishawn Williams-Caver who calls for the fair catch. Reddy's looking at a very long field of about 92 yards.
I think that you're gonna see more of Caver throughout this ball game. I don't think Al Lasker is gonna be going back in on punt returns to this one.
We'll step aside for a media timeout midway through the second quarter at Carpenter Haygood in Arkadelphia. Reddies tied with Southeastern 3-3 on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Here's Coach to tell you about his latest recruiting class.
Oh, this class is a program changer. These young men are a tremendous fit for our program, athletically, academically, and socially. And that 5-star receiver had all the charges dropped. The cops clocked him at 71 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone on a bicycle.
Congratulations, Coach. Maybe you should speed on down to Hot Springs and reward yourself with dinner at one of our great restaurants. Hot Springs has all the fun. Follow Hot Springs on social media or plan your trip at visithotSprings.org.
With over 40 years of experience, All Care Pharmacy understands your pharmaceutical needs. We offer fast and friendly service, including a drive-through window for additional convenience, along with 14 retail locations to serve you throughout Arkansas. Transfers are as easy as 1, 2, 3, so stop by and see Brian and staff at 3002 West Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Remember, at All Care, we care.
Hey, this is Lawson Schultz. Thanks for listening to Ready Football on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Back inside Carpenter Haygood Stadium, the Reddies line up on a long field, moving right to left. They're at the 8-yard line, first down. See if they let Andrew Black throw the ball much here. Black puts a receiver in motion. Black now rolling to his left near the goal line. He fires it over the middle. The pass is complete. A big hit laid on Austin Bennett. After a gain of near 10 yards up towards the 18-yard line. A nice leaping catch there by Bennett. I haven't seen Al Lasker on the field much. Bennett's more or less taken his position here. That is a first down, a gain of 10 yards. Really one of the only first downs Henderson has picked up on a first down play. Jaquan Coles in the backfield, lines up in the pistol. Andrew Black will throw. Plants his back foot, steps out of a tackle, spins to his right, still has room to throw or run. He's going to pull it down and get tackled from behind. There is a flag thrown in the vicinity of the tackle. Might have been a horse collar. There's not a lot of time for Black to throw the football. Ron Standridge is our referee.
Offside. Defense, number 34. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Hey, Phil, real quick, let's do our Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard update. And across the street right now, with 9:35 remaining in the second quarter, Ouachita Baptist leads East Central by a score of 14-3. And in Weatherford, Oklahoma, Southwestern Oklahoma State leads Southern Arkansas by a score of 17-7.
First down from the 24, first down and 5. Fake handoff. It's a bootleg to the left. The pass complete. Ben Johnson, first down near the 35-yard line, dives to the 40. Johnson could come up big, a 6'2", sophomore from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Had a couple of nice games near the end of the regular season last year. Got a big body, good hands, and Johnson picks up 17 yards in his first reception. First down from the 40. Reddies go to the ground. Cole twist past 2 tacklers after getting hit. He was going to lose 2 yards. He ends up gaining 2 yards.
You know, one thing we haven't seen out of this Ready offense the last 3 or 4 years is the use of the tight end. You'll see it every once in a while, but I think the tight end game is going to be a little bit more prevalent this football season since you got a guy like Ben out there at tight end.
Cole exits after a gain of 3. He lost his helmet on the play. Reddy's having some trouble keeping the hats on. So in to replace him is Jeremy Wilson. 2nd down and 7. Black to throw out of the shotgun deep on the right side into traffic and intercepted at the 35. Room to run for Raheem Wilson. Wilson into Henderson territory. Moving to his left of the 40, 35. Out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Raheem Wilson intercepted 4 passes last year. He's an all-conference cornerback. He's been lining up on the left side. And, boy, that was easy pickings for Wilson. The ball hung in the air.
Well, you know, that time, I mean, that's something that Andrew's he's just going to have to learn. You can't float those passes over the middle like that, even if you've got a guy wide open, because there's so much speed from the corners that it's going to come up and get that interception. Let's go down to Kevin right now. Kevin, just a rookie mistake.
Yeah, it was just a floater. He couldn't put all he wanted onto that pass. Pressure was coming as it was all night, and he was trying to throw it in there, but floated it up, and didn't turn out good for him.
That's the sort of play the game can really swing upon. First down to the Henderson 33. Southeastern looks for a go-ahead score. They go to the ground on first down. Cameron Saunier twists down Ronnie Green. No gain on first down.
I just got another score. Arkansas Tech right now up 16-0 at the end of the first quarter over Southern Nazarene.
Tech expecting big things. Southern Arkansas expecting big things this year. Harding and Washita come to the table with a lot of talent, as always. And the Reddies are the team with a target on their back. Tied with Southeastern 3-3 midway through the second quarter. They'll go to the ground on second down. Up the middle again there is Ronnie Green. And Green knocked inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. It'll be third down and manageable for Southeastern. They've had some trouble on third down after converting too early. They're now 2 for 7 on third down in this first half.
You know, you talk about the talent. Think about my buddy Craig Henson, who sent me that update. He's got a daughter, Haley Henson, who plays for the women's basketball team here at Henderson, but he also has another daughter playing on the softball team at Arkansas Tech. Think about the house divided there.
Cantwell takes the shotgun snap, turns to Green, gives him the ball. Sheldon Watson comes up. He drops him. Another great play by Watson from his secondary position, short of the first down by about 4 yards.
Boy, how about that? That's 2 big stops on third down for Sheldon Watson. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Southeastern go for it right now since they're so deep in Henderson territory.
Yeah, if they go for a field goal here, it'd be, you know, about 47 to 48 yards. That's about out of Joe Carlos's range. So they're going to go for it on 4th down and 3, their first attempt on 4th down. And Bo Atterbury wants to talk about it as the Southeastern head coach calls a timeout. Let's go down to the sideline for a Southern Bancorp sideline report with Kevin Rogers. Kevin, what's going on down there?
Oh, well, we need a big defensive stop here. Southeastern is known for doing this down in the red zone, going for it on 4th down, 4th and 2, 4th and 3 right here. So defensively, we gotta watch the run, but be aware of the pass, the short stuff, sticks, and 5-yard outs or run pass options, things that we like to do as well. And then going back to what that last drive with Andrew Black, the right guard did miss a little bit of a block there, and Andrew had some pressure, and you cannot throw late over the middle. It was just a tough break for him. He was there. He had the right read. And then update on Al Lasker. Left knee is still kind of bothering him, so they're just going to check it out a little more at halftime, and hopefully he can return second half.
I see starting center Corey Steinel having his left ankle taped up on the training table right now as the Ready defense breaks out of the huddle. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half. Henderson State tied with Southeastern Oklahoma 3-3. Low-scoring ball game, and boy, this has the feel of a game that could be low-scoring for the rest of the way. So right now the Reddies just don't look very comfortable on offense.
Got to bend but not break.
4th and 3, and again, Southeastern brings out the offense rather than the kicking team. Ronnie Green's the running back. Shotgun back to C.B. Cantwell. He's going to throw. Cantwell pumps it over the middle. The pass complete for a first down near the 21-yard line. Had his tight end, and that was Bryce Steele with his second reception.
Well, that time just went across the middle. It wasn't anything special. It was just a crossing route by the tight end. And, you pick up 3-4 yards on that, 5 yards to be exact. And, those you can get those all day long.
So a fourth down conversion. It's at first down and 10 from the Henderson 21. Trips left for Southeastern. Green's the running back. They throw it to the flats quickly. Passes complete. Cayman Farmer loses yardage. Coming up from the secondary was Dondre Wright. Wright dropped him at the 21. And that was the line of scrimmage, so call it no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, that was a great pursuit by Wright right there because he saw it, was able to get around the blocking receiver and go in and make the tackle. And, one thing I've noticed out Southeastern, every time they go to get tackled, they kind of jump sideways. And that once you come off your feet, that makes it a lot easier to tackle you.
4 receivers. Once again, Green in the running back position. Gets the handoff out of the shotgun. Not a lot there. Has to tiptoe past Johnson near the line of scrimmage. Made it to the 18. A gain of about 3 yards. They're going to have 3rd and long. They are within Carlos's field goal range here. If they fail to convert this 3rd down, Southeastern have an opportunity to take the lead with a makeable field goal.
I still think it's 4-down territory for them. They're not going to get this far and not go for it on 4th down. They've already shown it once.
3rd down and 8. They need right between the 11 and 12 to keep the drive going. We'll go with an empty set. Twins to the right, single receiver left for Cantwell. He steps back into the pocket, throws it for the end zone on the far side, and the pass is knocked around and caught for a touchdown. Touchdown Southeastern. That was a fantastic circus-like catch by tight end Bryce Steele. He had to tip the ball in the air back to himself.
Yeah, and he caught it with one hand. That's the thing. He tipped it up, and then he caught it with one hand and brought it in.
Cantwell to Steele, 19 yards for the first touchdown this evening. Southeastern looks for a 7-point lead with a point-after attempt. Joel Carlos lines it up. Carlos missed 4 point-afters last year. They fake it, go in for 2. The holder throws it for the end zone, and they score a 2-point conversion. And that's Steele who scores the 2 points. The pass was thrown by Jake Walters. Walters doubles as the backup kicker, and he can throw the football apparently. That makes it 11-3 Southeastern. 5 minutes, 29 seconds left in the second quarter. We'll step aside on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Do you have an idea that you'd like to see on a t-shirt? Print Mania can help you turn your idea into a reality. Print Mania offers a variety of t-shirts for you to choose from. We also have personalized service, which will allow you to work with an artist who will help you create your t-shirt. Print Mania also does embroidery and engraving. Come visit us at 624 Main Street in Arkadelphia or call 870-246-3803. Print Mania, proud supporters of Henderson State University.
Henderson State Ready Apparel and Souvenirs. Stop by the Ready Bookstore, located on the HSU campus in the Garrison Center. Open before every game, you can also purchase apparel and gift items under the Ready Bookstore tent during the game. The Ready Bookstore is open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Friday. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Ready Bookstore or online at www.readybookstore.com. Ready Bookstore, proud supporters of Henderson State Athletics.
This kickoff is brought to you by Visit Hot Springs. And the kickoff returned by Jacoby Lewis, running along the 21-yard line to his left and dropped at the 25. Decent return by Lewis. A lot of running for limited return yards. Reddies now down 11-3. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the second quarter. An impressive late portion of that drive. C.B. Cantwell and Bryce Steele, a couple of big completions. Steele with a 19-yard touchdown catch. 7 plays, 33 yards in 3 minutes and 26 seconds, giving Southeastern their first lead. That's the Smart Ford scoring drive. The next time you need to purchase a vehicle, make the Smart Drive to Smart Ford in Malvern. All right, Henderson will get the ball at the 25. Haven't seen a lot offensively, save for a 63-yard run by Jaquan Cole. That's about it for the Reddies. And Andrew Black hands the ball off. That's Jaquan Cole losing his helmet again. And a gang of tacklers near the 25-yard line. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have given him a yard of forward progress. Again, the helmet comes off. It's twice that Jaquan's helmet has come off for some reason. He's going to sit for this next play, and Jeremy Wilson steps in at running back. Wilson's carried twice for 16 yards, but Black is back to throw out of the shotgun. Throws a nice pass to the right. Leaping catch made near the first down by Courtney Whitehead. He slipped after making the grab. He's right near the first down marker. The officials get a look, move those chains. First down, nice catch by Courtney.
Boy, Courtney was a step away from making a big play right there. He slipped when he came down, and I tell you, if he's able to get his footing, he may be off to the races.
Snap, Black hands it off. That's Whitehead who takes the pass in the flats. Whitehead driven backwards after getting to the 43. Go to White a couple of times in a row. That's a gain of 8 yards.
That was that inside tunnel screen that time, and White was able to come in and get a couple good blocks and pick up positive yardage. It was an 8-yard gain that time.
Second down and 2. Farmer's the running back. Black sends him to his left, calls for the shotgun snap, gives to Farmer up the middle. Black threw a nice block, but Farmer doesn't get a lot there. It's Wilson, pardon me. Jeremy Wilson doesn't get a lot. Black threw a nice block, but
they did get the first down.
Wilson dropped after a gain of 2. That's what he needed to get the first down. From the ready 45-yard line, the drive continues. The clock approaches 4 minutes left in the half. Reddies trail Southeastern 11-3. Savage Storm get the ball to begin the third quarter. Shotgun again to Black. And he gives the ball to Jeremy Wilson. Keeps it himself. In fact, Black steps past tacklers all the way for the first down inside the 45 and down to the 41-yard line.
Well, I like to see that out of Black. He's so good with that fake. Well, we saw this last year where they used him in these type of situations, and he's so good at faking the football and running with it, and that's where he really excels.
All right, Andrew back to throw. Steps back near the 50. Steps up in the pocket. Fires a beautiful pass to the 30-yard line. It was initially caught, but then dropped by Darian Gray after he was hit by the defenseman for Southeastern. It was a great throw by Black, right on the money.
Got to look that ball in if you're Gray, man. He was wide open for about 2 yards, and he looked upfield too quick and took his eyes off the ball.
Second down and 10 from the Southeastern 42. Black dumps it off, and it's dropped by Jeremy Wilson. There was some room there for Wilson. Not a great throw, though. Black dumped it off a little bit low.
Well, you still catch that pass. I mean, it just seemed like everything was too fast at that point. It seemed like Andrew rushed the pass. It seemed like Gray was out there just, it was not a good transition of plays. That was Wilson.
Clock holds at 3:27. Reddies 0 for 4 on third down. This is 3rd and 10. There's movement. And boy, if Henderson was ready to snap, they would have had a defensive lineman off sides. But Southeastern allowed to reset their defense. Play clocks to 7. Black finally gets his offense set up where he wants. 4 receivers. The snap back to Black. Black pressure near the 50. Backs out of the pocket. He's got room. First down inside the 30. 25 to the 20 and out of bounds. Boy, they gave Andrew Black virtually the entire right side of the football field.
Well, I mean, that is what Andrew Black brings to this football team. He can drop back to pass, but if he sees an entire right side of the field wide open, he can run with it and pick up big yardage.
He's up to the 20-yard line, a gain of 22 yards. Snap back to Black, and looks like the officials weren't ready. Was there a timeout called?
Yeah, they called a timeout. Southeastern did.
Southeastern calls the timeout instead.
Timeout, Southeastern.
Let's go down to Kevin Rogers with a Southern Bancorp sideline report. Kevin, it looks like Andrew's really throwing the ball well on this drive.
Yeah, he's got a good drive going on this drive right here. He's calmed down. He's taking what the defense gives him. He's got some great throws on the money, like you said. Unfortunately, we couldn't complete that last pass. And you notice how right after we get a big play or a big run or a big completion, we want to hurry to the ball and snap it. We get the defense kind of off guard, and that causes them to use a timeout, which is the situation that we just had here. But we got a good drive going. You can see Andrew Black settling down. Jaquan Cole's running hard. The offensive line's blocking real well, and I think it's kind of coming together.
Today's weather forecast is brought to you by Aaron's Furniture. Own it for less at Aaron's. September is a big score savings event. Spin the wheel and win up to $100 off your first payment at Aaron's. And right now, it's really humid. It's 80 degrees, feels like 84 degrees, and the humidity is at an all-time high, 82% humidity at Carpenter Haygood Stadium right now.
Black brings out his offense, first down from the 20, dumps it off in traffic. Courtney Whitehead will get no gain. Caught the ball, and a couple of defenders were sandwiching him right there at the 20, and it'll bring up second down and 10. That's Black's 9th completed pass on 14 attempts, 82 yards with 1 interception. Jaquan Cole leading the way on the ground with 72 yards on 7 carries. Black out of the shotgun, back to throw. Fires it over the middle. The pass is complete near the 10-yard line. And once again, Austin Bennett coming up with a big catch for the Henderson Reddies. Bennett makes his 3rd catch.
You know, he's a transfer from the University of Oklahoma out of Manville, Texas.
Reddies are inside the State Farm red zone, sponsored by local State Farm agent David Bost. Hand off to Jaquan Cole, dropped at the 7-yard line. Nearly a touchdown-saving tackle made by Reggie Marshall. Once Cole breaks past that line of scrimmage, gets that head of steam, all bets are off.
Hey, this drive right now, Phil, 5 minutes and 29 seconds.
Second down and goal from the 7. Shotgun, Black with Cole to his right. Andrew Black to throw into the end zone. It is almost intercepted. That was right into the hands of Marcus Harris, and he dropped it.
I have no idea what he was looking at right there. Every receiver on the left side of the field was covered, including Bennett, his intended target, and I don't really know where he was going with the football.
Trailing by 8 late in the first half. Reddies on 3rd down and goal, throwing out to Wilson, and he is twisted down, tumbled at the 10-yard line. That's a loss of 3 yards. Jeremy Wilson had no room to run after the dump off. And Houston Ray comes out for his 2nd attempt at a field goal.
Well, it's disappointing. You get all the way down here and you can't get a touchdown out of it. And I would imagine as they go to halftime, Coach Maxfield's going to have some words to say to the offensive group. And now you just need Houston Ray to kick it to the uprights.
27-yard attempt for Houston Ray. He was good from 31 earlier. The snap and the hold are both good. The kick has plenty of distance. Hits the upright. No good.
Well,
Houston Ray hit the right upright, and the ball falls harmlessly into the Carpenter Haygood Stadium end zone.
Well, when it's not going good, everything goes bad, right? Let's go down to Kevin Rogers for another Southern Bancorp sideline report.
Yeah, on that last drive towards the end, you got to put it in the end zone there. You always want to come away with points. Looked like a miscommunication on the left side where it was almost an interception between the outside receiver. Thought he was running a fade or a hitch, but Andrew wanted him to run a slant. And then we got a missed block out there on the swing pass to Jaquan, the running back, or who was out there, and we couldn't capitalize there.
Kevin, on that play to the left side of the end zone, is that more of an identify your receiver prior to the play and just kind of go with it?
Yeah, about 85% of the time, you know where you're going with the ball before the snap of the ball. So, you know, he really wanted to go to his ex-receiver, the left side receiver right there, and it was just a bad miscommunication.
Southeastern goes to the ground on first down. Devlin Wortham picks up 5 yards. Wortham to the 25-yard line. Clock rolling to 1:20. Southeastern has no timeouts remaining. And the Savage Storm lead 11-3 near the end of the first half.
Didn't see this one coming, did we, Phil? Didn't see the way the offense has sputtered throughout the first half in this one. But it is the first game. We've said this. If you remember last year, the Reddies struggled through the first half of that ball game as well.
Southeastern using up some time inside a minute now. They go to the ground again. Wortham tries to stretch it out to his right and is clobbered to the 21-yard line. Tyan Avery helped on the tackle by Josh Davis. Loss of a couple of yards will bring up third down from the 22. And the Reddies will call for a timeout. They had 3 timeouts remaining, so Scott Maxfield hoping to get the ball back and maybe do something about that. We'll step aside for a break. 46 seconds left in the half. 11-3 is our score. Southeastern on top on the Henderson State Sports Network.
I want to thank my mom.
Hey, Phil, is this Network 11?
I went to the doctor when I broke my foot for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone. And now.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the last one before halftime.
Yes, and we need
Yes, I owe you an ID.
Thanks.
Where'd my commercials go? It's like that thing is stuck again. I don't hear the commercials again, Phil. There we go.
On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the app.
Welcome back to today's.
Well, 46 seconds left, and the Reddies hoping to get the ball back. 3rd down and 8 for Southeastern. They're back at their own 22. CB Cantwell pumps it over the middle. This pass is dropped right in the middle of the field. And an open receiver, Jordan Hester, for a big first down, but he dropped it.
Well, Josh Davis was right there. He almost got 2 hands on it for the interception. I think that's kind of what interrupted the vision of the receiver, because he was wide open to catch the pass, and Josh just kind of got up in the way of the pass.
Well, the Reddies are going to get the ball back. Darian Gray looking for a big return. Joe Carlos will punt from inside his 9-yard line. Carlos has had some big punts here. Average of 43 yards, including a 54-yarder into the end zone. The right-footed punt. It's a wobbly one. And the Reddies are going to return it from the 45-yard line. That's Krishawn Williams-Caver. And not a lot there. Maybe a couple of yards. 30 seconds for the Reddies to try to get at least within field goal range of Houston Ray. They're looking at 51 yards for a touchdown. And they do have 2 timeouts.
You got to put something together. If you can get a couple of long runs by Andrew Black and like he did on that last drive and get you down there, you just got to give yourself a chance, and you've got great field position to do it right here.
Some of the big plays have been there. Black's come up with a couple of the big ones. Cole's had 1 big carry. He's haven't been able to finish anything off. 4 receivers. Cole's in there in the backfield. Black with a delayed handoff to Cole, and there's some room. Zigzags past the 50, and here come the tacklers as he's dropped to the 47. Initially there was room, but that room closed very quickly. Gain of 4 yards. Raiders are going to use one of those timeouts. 19 seconds on the clock. This will be their 2nd timeout used in the half.
Well, that right there, you try to catch them off guard with the delay, and they were ready for it. You only pick up 4 yards on a play, and now I think that if you're Coach Maxfield, I know he doesn't want any turnovers or anything before the half, but I think you set up some short pass plays for Andrew Black to get in there and just build a little bit more confidence. Have a little bit more confidence in your quarterback going into halftime and let him, build a little bit. I've said it a couple times now. It's his first game. We got to, build as much. It took half a season last year for Dallas Hardison to get squared away, and that's what it's going to take for Andrew Black as well.
You can remember with the record-setting career Kevin Rogers, it still took Kevin a few games to get into the position where it looked like he was fully comfortable, running the offense and making it his. All right, so Black lines him up. There's 1 timeout remaining, 19 seconds. Reddies from the 47-yard line in Southeastern territory. 2nd and 6. Snap to Black. Big shotgun. Black with time to throw. Deep to the left side. He's got an open man, but he overthrew his mark. He had Bennett open on the sideline. Had to be one of those picture-perfect pinpoint passes, but he overshot him by at least a couple of yards.
I think it's safe to say that Bennett is Andrew Black's favorite target. He looks for him almost every single time, and Courtney Whitehead was almost wide open on that top side.
3rd down, 6 yards for a first. Ball snapped from the Southeastern 47. Black back to throw. Pressure over the middle, almost intercepted by 2 defenders. And Black was lucky that he didn't get intercepted near the 40-yard line. There would have been some room there for Bobby Jackson to run with the football. It's 4th down, 8 seconds left. And the punting unit ran out there, but they're sent back to the sideline by Scott Maxfield. He's going to go for it here with 8 seconds remaining, figuring that at the very least the Reddies would take 8 seconds for the play to elapse.
I think he's thinking just throw one towards the end zone.
Black sets him up, 4 receivers. This is snapped again from the 47 in Southeastern territory. Hands it off to Jaquan Cole. Cole tripped up at the 45-yard line, made it to the 42. He didn't get the first down, and there are 2 seconds remaining. Southeastern will get the last play of the half.
Well, I don't fault him for going for it right there on 4th down, because you think you could eat up 8 seconds with a delayed handoff, and now you can send 3 D-backs deep and prevent a touchdown if they go with a Hail Mary with 2 seconds left. So, it's a safe situation to go for it right there on 4th down.
And remember last year against this Southeastern team, the Reddies didn't really get much going offensively in the first half. They opened it up a little bit in the second half, and that's where they took the lead for good. Now Southeastern's just going to sit on the football, so the snap to Cantwell takes a knee, and we will go to halftime with Southeastern Oklahoma leading 11-3. Scott Maxfield, we're looking for Coach Maxfield. Kevin Rogers tracking him down. And let's go to Kevin Rogers right now with the head coach of the Reddies.
Coach, kind of a rough first half there. What do you expect out of your offense? What are some things that we got to do for the second half?
Don't turn it over, protect the quarterback, run block, don't fumble, don't throw it to the other team.
All right, so it looks like we got to minimize our mistakes. That's with every first game. What do you think about your defense on this first half?
I thought the defense played pretty good. We put them in a couple of bad situations, but I thought we battled pretty good. They made a great catch over there in the end zone, but we've had our opportunities. We just didn't play with a lot of poise, and offensive line's getting whipped up front right now.
All right, Coach, really appreciate your input. Good luck this second half.
All right, well done, Kevin, and we appreciate Coach Maxfield marching down the field with Kevin's arm around his shoulder.
You know, Kevin may have been his best quarterback in his coaching career, but that's always an intimidating moment. I don't care who you are when you have to go interview Coach Maxfield when you're losing at the half.
You know, Kevin, I mean, this is something we can get to during the halftime show, but you've been in there, I would imagine, for a little Scott Maxfield fire and brimstone at halftime a couple of times, huh?
Oh, yeah, there's been some intense moments in that room, and probably some that I can't discuss on air, but there's been some very inspiring moments. He is an intense guy, but you peel back all those layers like an onion. He's a great guy down inside, and he cares about his players a lot.
I don't doubt that for a moment either. You're right about that. Well, hopefully, whatever they talk about it during halftime, we'll get that Ready offense going. Henderson trailing on opening day to Southeastern Oklahoma State 11-3 at the end of 2 quarters. Stick around for the halftime show. It's brought to you by SCM Architects, serving Henderson State for nearly 20 years. SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Ready Athletics. SCM Architects has provided Henderson State with a new dining hall, recreation center, and dormitories, all within the last 5 years, as our beautiful university has undergone a transformation which continues to this very day. And the halftime score 11-3, Southeastern over Henderson State. And again, that SCM Architects halftime show is next on the Henderson State Sports Network.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as...
Do you want to talk next, or do you want the interview?
One other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Did you just look down at your phone?
Hey, Phil.
You did it.
Yes.
Are you going to play the interview right now, or going to wait after we do stats?
And a text takes.
However you want to do it.
We'll play. Let's do stats first, and then we'll play the interview.
Okay.
So come back to me
some
after
serious
this.
damage.
Okay.
Hey, thanks.
Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Welcome back to today's game on the Henderson State Sports Network. It's time for the SCM Architects Halftime Show. Here are Phil Elson and RJ Hawk.
Talk now.
Why would you want to bank with people that have to wear suits every day? At Southern Bancorp, we take a casual approach to banking. No suits required here. We realize not every customer is going to fit the corporate mold. That's why we can customize loans and accounts based on your...
We're not hearing you.
Or into a suit. We aren't your typical stuffy bankers, just friendly, laid-back people here to help you. We cater to all kinds of suits around here, but you can leave your birthday suit at home. Southern Bancorp, building communities, changing lives. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Don't be sidelined due to your injury. The orthopedic team at Texarkana Surgery Center with Doctors Richard Hilborn, Trey Mitchell, Doug Thompson, and Tom Young are here to help get you back in the game. Texarkana Surgery Center, taking special care of our community for over 18 years.
Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation, locally owned and operated by Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Our family is committed to yours. Our experienced rehabilitation team specializes in physical, occupational, and speech therapy, all working together to get you home. Call and book a tour with us today at 870-246-6337 or visit our website at twinrivershr.com. Again, that's twinrivershr.com.
This locker room look-in is brought to you by Visit Hot Springs.
Well, let me tell you about our QB. He's quick as a hiccup. He's got range, skill, versatility, untapped potential. He's a tremendous young man of character and integrity. In this game of inches, he's got to hold 9 yards.
Quarterback your family's visit to Hot Springs. It's Arkansas's #1 vacation destination because there's something for everyone. Come on down, Coach. Hot Springs has all the fun. Follow Hot Springs on social media or plan your trip at visithot.springs.org.
Back here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium as the Reddies trail at the half by a score of 11-3. I'm RJ Hawk as it's now time for the SCM Architects halftime show. SCM Architects serving Henderson State University for nearly 20 years. SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Reading Athletics. SCM Architects has provided Henderson State with a new dining hall, recreation center, and dormitories all within the last 5 years. That's all SCM Architects. Well, it's time to take a look at the Fat Boys Fine Foods halftime stats, and when you look at the stats right now, it's not pretty. Not pretty at all. In fact, for the Reddies, they've run 38 plays for 233 yards. Southeastern Oklahoma has run 36 plays for 158 yards. The Reddies on the ground, 19 carries, 143 yards. Southeastern Oklahoma, they have rushed it 24 times for 82 yards. Passing the ball, though, for Southeastern, they are 9 of 12 passing for 76 yards, while the Reddies are 11 of 19 for 90 yards and an interception. Individual stats in the game, Jaquan Cole, 9 carries for 78 yards, no scores. Andrew Black, 6 carries for 42 yards. And Jeremy Wilson, 4 for 23. As for Southeastern, they've got Devlon Wortham, 9 carries for 45 yards. Ronnie Green's got 11 for 41. And C.B. Cantwell, the quarterback's got 2 carries for 9 yards. The passing, Andrew Black, 11 of 19 for 90 yards and an interception, while C.B. Cantwell is 9 of 12 for 76 yards and a touchdown. Receiving for Southeastern, came on Farmer, 3 receptions for 29 yards. Bryce Steele, 3 for 23 and a touchdown. And Tarek Maxey, 1 for 14. As for Henderson State, Courtney Whitehead leads the team with 4 receptions for 21 yards. Austin Bennett, 3 for 29. Jaquan Cole, 1 for 18. And Ben Johnson, 1 for 17. Leading tackler for Southeastern is Raheem Wilson with 6 total tackles, while Cameron Saunier has 9 total tackles for the Reddies. Now, how did we get to the score of 11-3 here at the half? It all started in the first quarter at the 1:15 mark when Henderson State's Houston Ray kicked a 31-yard field goal that took 6 plays, 70 yards, and 2 minutes and 16 seconds to make it 3-0. Then in the second quarter at the 13-19 mark, Reggie Marshall connected on a 1-yard field goal after 9 plays, 43 yards, in 2 minutes and 56 seconds to tie the ball game at 3-3. And the final score of the first half came at the 5:29 mark when Bryce Steele, he hooked up with C.B. Cantwell to make it 11-3, and they scored from 19 yards out off of 7 plays, 33 yards in 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And that's your score at the half, 11-3. And those stats brought to you by Fat Boys Fine Foods. Remember to stop by after the game to Fat Boys, as it's located at 130 Valley Street in Caddo Valley. That's Fat Boy Fine Foods. We'll continue the SCM Architects halftime show after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. SCM Architects have been serving Henderson State University for nearly...
Okay, you're ready for the interview after this one, right?
Yes, and did he intro the interview? Have you listened to it at all, or do I need to do it? I didn't even get to hear the interview.
John said he opens up.
Okay, so he brings it back from break and then closes it out?
Yes,
okay.
I think that's correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just play that coming back then. Thank you. calls. This semester, SCM Architects have been privileged to work on the restoration of Proctor Hall and the recently completed interior renovation of Garrison Center's Grand Ballroom. Learn more about the firm's higher education, commercial, interior design, historic preservation, and master planning projects at scmarchitects.com and on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Ready Athletics.
Suits, we've all got them, but we really hate wearing them. So why would you want to bank with people that have to wear suits every day? At Southern Bancorp, we take a casual approach to banking. No suits required here. We realize not every customer is going to fit the corporate mold. That's why we can customize loans and accounts based on your wants and needs, not try to fit you into a box or into a suit. We aren't your typical stuffy bankers, just friendly, laid-back people here to help you. We cater to all kinds of suits around here, but you can leave your birthday suit at home. Southern Bancorp, building communities, changing lives. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Back to the SCM Architects halftime show as we're now joined by Henderson State head volleyball coach Christy Porter. Coach, thanks for joining us today. There's a lot of promise surrounding the team this year as you've brought in a stellar recruiting class featuring several key players. Just give us a breakdown of your newcomers this year and what to expect from them.
Well, we do have quite a lot of players this year. And some of those standouts we're really, really excited about. One being in particular Sharon Tukulaiova. She is originally from San Francisco, California. She's a 6'2" opposite that can do a ton. She gives us really great offense on the other side of the pin. Last season we were really heavy, to our outside hitters, so making sure we found a player that can kind of balance out our offense was the goal for the 2016 class. And I think Sharon does a really exceptional job of filling that space for us. Another player we're excited about is Courtney Wolf. She's originally from Fort Worth, Texas. She's an outside hitter. And
Hey, Phil, we can't hear anything.
volleyball. She's able not only to contribute offensively, but does a really good job defensively. She's a 6 rotation kid that, kind of
It's the talkback button again. Can you hear me now?
also
Yes.
keeps us in long rallies.
I'll keep wiggling it till tell me when you can hear it.
From the setting standpoint, it gets interesting this year. We have kind of a battle going between our setters. We have 3 setters currently training for that starting position. The first being Haley Higgins. She comes from Boerne, Texas, and she's a true freshman, roughly 5'11", and is really a great offensive tool and distributes the ball really well. She's a smart player, and she's kind of that typical setter you really want leading your court. We then have Soraya Boney from Houston, Texas, who I had the opportunity to coach back in, I want to say it was 2013 when I coached at a high school, and I was so impressed by her then that this season I had to recruit her. She does a really good job of playing spectacular defensively.
Oh, there's 2 minutes and 32 seconds left.
To lead our offense and distribute the ball is also very good. And then third, we picked up a senior, one of our 2 lone seniors, or our 2 seniors in Leela Whaley, who is kind of a double threat. She's offensive as a hitter, but she can also set. So we're still figuring out which of the 3 will earn that starting spot at the setting position for us. So we have tons of talent on the court, and it's nice to see the level raise in our gym.
Well, you're down in Tampa, Florida this weekend going up.
So you already did the recap for the first half?
You, but the players as well, and what it means for this program.
This is exciting for us. Being able to go travel to Tampa and play against some of the top teams in the country, it's an opportunity that we're looking forward to. We have a young roster, and they're kind of chomping at the bit to get started. So we want to see how they fare against some of these ranked teams in the country. It'll help us have an opportunity to see what we need to work on before conference play begins and where we need to be nationally. So Tampa should be a fun tournament for us. It's going to be a tough one, but I think my players are up for the challenge and they're really excited about it.
Well, finally, Coach, the team returns to Arkadelphia for its home opener next weekend, the 9th and 10th at the Betty Wallace Invitational. What are your expectations and what's your message to Ready fans who may be coming to see the team for the first time then?
Well, this being our second tournament for this season and having so many new players. The expectations are still really high for this group. I think they're a talented bunch, and I think they're only going to get better with experience as they continue to get more games under their belt. So I expect them to improve.
Hello.
As they get to this second
Hey, what's
tournament.
up, buddy?
And
we're just making sure that you were there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah, we just muted
for
everything. but yeah, we're
co-hosting
here.
with OBU to get an opportunity to play in front of our home crowd,
Are you hearing the audio again?
see who we
Yes,
are
sir.
this season, and they're
Okay.
I definitely encourage everybody to come out, watch this match, get to know who we are this season, and be ready to be entertained.
Well, Coach, as always, thanks for joining us. Good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Once again, that was head volleyball coach Christy Porter. Stay tuned as Phil, RJ, and Kevin have much more to come right here on the SCM Architects Halftime Show.
What's your lucky number? 7? 13. How about 3, 6, and $5.99? The $5.99 meal deal is here at Subway restaurants. Pick from 3 different 6-inch subs with chips and a 21-ounce drink for just $5.99. It's the $5.99 meal deal, only at Subway. And it's your lucky day. Limited time only at participating locations. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. All chip-related trademarks are owned by Frito-Lay North America, Inc. Copyright 2015 Doctors Associates, Inc. Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
Coach Johnny Ray Gromit was released from his contract today. Let's listen in on his press conference.
I'm not a genius. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein. I'm obviously disappointed it didn't work out, but it will allow me to spend more time with my family.
Coach, the AD from Ole Miss is on the line.
Oh, excuse me, I gotta take this. Mama's calling.
Why don't you plan on spending that family time in Hot Springs, Coach? Hot Springs has all the fun. Follow Hot Springs on social media or plan your trip at visithot.springs.org.
It's been a great ride.
What's your lucky
Hey, we've
number?
got one more break,
7,
right, Phil,
13.
after this?
How about 3, 6, and $5.99? The $5.99
Yeah, you're gonna do around the GAC next.
And then we'll take one more break.
Yeah.
And it's your lucky day. Limited time only at participating locations. Additional charges for extras plus applicable tax. All chip-related trademarks are owned by Frito-Lay North America, Inc. Copyright 2015 Doctors Associates, Inc. Subway is a registered trademark of Doctors Associates, Inc.
We've got a 2-minute local break after around the GAC.
That button stuck again.
Back in the game.
Thank you.
Texarkana Surgery Center, taking special care of our community for over 18 years.
Go ahead and talk.
Time to get a look around the Great American Conference, part of our Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard update as we return here to the GSM Architects Halftime Show. Our score is 11-3. Southeastern Oklahoma leading the Reddies here at halftime. Other games in action right now along the conference. You have a game in the fourth quarter in Weatherford, Oklahoma. Southwestern Oklahoma State leading Southern Arkansas 17-14. Southern Arkansas picked fifth in the conference. Southwestern picked fourth. Ouachita across the street, and certainly comparing to this game, a high-scoring affair. Ouachita and East Central in a battle of the two Tigers in the GAC. It's Ouachita 21, East Central 16, and they are also at halftime at Cliff Harris Stadium. Ouachita picked third in the conference. East Central, the only GAC team to defeat the Reddies last year, picked seventh in the conference preseason polls. We're going to other games that we are not able to find out information on as far as the scores are concerned, and we have Southern Nazarene and Arkansas Tech, South UAM and Northwestern Oklahoma State also in action today. By the way,
Phil, I just got an update actually for you. The Arkansas Tech game at the half, Tech leads Southern Naz by a score of 37-0.
Well, that's the way things have gone for Southern Nazarene since they joined the GAC 3 years ago. And I believe they're on a 22-game losing streak. Might be on our way to a 23rd. All right, so that is a look at our scores around the GAC. Our GACtion brought to you by Southwest Sporting Goods. And we will wrap up our halftime show brought to you by SCM Architects. After a brief break, we will come back with the start of the second half. The Reddies are out on the field. They are warming up. Southeastern has just arrived on the scene as well. It's 11-3. That's the score. Southeastern Oklahoma Savage Storm leading the Reddies here at halftime. Third quarter's next on the Henderson State Sports Network.
So everybody listening online right now, we do realize that everybody can hear us, and that's just the added ability of listening online. It's kind of part of the setup we have here at Henderson State. So we appreciate everybody watching or listening to the Ready Game today, and we'll be back here momentarily.
Yay!
Talk button.
The button stuck again.
How can I help my
There
daughter
you
with
go.
her reading?
Searching for help with dachshund breeding.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The Reddies come out onto the field looking a little bit more fired up than they did when they left the field after the first half, which actually one of the more low-scoring halves of football that I can remember in the last 4 years with Henderson State trailing 11-3.
I think there was a time last year, I can't remember the game, but the Reddies got shut out in the first half of the ball game, and that was like the first time in 4 years that had happened. So, well, they just got to regroup at half. By the way, I got another scoring update for you on our Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard. Northwest Oklahoma State up 21-14 on UAM right now at the half.
Always had the feeling that Northwestern program would have the ability to maybe get a little bit better than they'd been the last couple of years.
Well, they were winning like national championships and stuff at the JUCO level.
They were a good NAIA program.
Yeah.
Okay, Southeastern, remember they won the coin toss before the opening kickoff today, and they elected to defer to the second half, so they get the ball. Southeastern will be moving the football right to left. So they'll defend the end zone that opens up towards campus. The Reddies defend the end zone that is the end of the field near the scoreboard. All right, hands brought together by Houston Ray. And back to receive the second half opening kickoff. Southeastern's two-man return team. Rob Gardner wide to the left. Wide to the right is C.J. Elkins. And it's Gardner to return it from the 4. Right up the middle of the field. Gardner makes a move to his right. Pass one man, pass two, pass three. And hit at the 20-yard line by a fourth tackler. And here come 2 or 3 more to drop him after about a 20-yard return. And 9 seconds ticked off the clock. Let's go down to Kevin Rogers. And Kevin, here in this second half, did you notice anything emotionally about this team when they came out of the locker room?
Yeah, you could tell they probably got a talk from Coach Maxfield. They look a lot more fired up coming out here. They have something to prove, obviously. And another update on Al Lasker, he will not return. He hurt his left knee. So that is an unfortunate loss right there, and he will be taken over by the backup. But, yeah, this team's definitely more excited and out here to prove something.
Well, Al was only in there for about a series or so and had to leave the ball game. Southeastern goes to the ground. Ronnie Green tackled by Dondre Wright at the 25-yard line. That's a gain about 2 yards on first down. Giving forward progress to the 26. A 3-yard gain brings up second down and 7. We'll keep Green there in the backfield. Green in the first half ran 10 times for 37 yards. Troy Parker had the biggest gain on the ground with a 51-yard carry for Southeastern. CB Cantwell gets the play from the far sideline, checks his armband, sets Green up to his right in the shotgun, 4 receivers set. He gives to Green, running up the left hash mark, and there goes Cameron Saunier to pull him down to the 30.
Boy, Saunier had a big first half as he had 7 tackles, now make it 8. And, he's kind of stepping into that role of Lawson Schultz from last year, where he was that big, the big every game tackler, and Saunier could very well, step into that role this year.
3rd down and 3. Southeastern converted 3 times on 10 third down plays in the first half. This is snap from the 30. Pistol formation, fake handoff to Green. There goes Cantwell rolling to his right. Pressured by Saunier, throws the pass towards the 40. It's incomplete. Sheldon Watson was on the coverage, and he was looking for his tight end. He's had him out there a few times. That was Bryce Steele who scored the touchdown and the ensuing 2-point conversion that gave Southeastern the lead late in the second quarter. He went to Green again, or Steele again, and the pass was a little bit thrown behind him.
So now you've got Williams Caver back for the Reddies, and he's kind of handled all the punt returns so far once Al Lasker went out of the ball game.
Williams Caver joined by Darian Gray right about the 30-yard line as a 2-man punt return team. Joe Carlos has gotten off some big booming kicks, tried a rugby-style kick once, and that was also successful. Ball snap from the 30-yard line. Carlos takes the snap, right-footed punt. This is a big, high, spiraling kick and returnable for Williams Caver. Near the 25, past a man to the 30-yard line, tries to spin past another tackler, but down he goes to the 32. On a 7-yard return for Williams Caver. James Rivada made the tackle on special teams for Southeastern. So the Reddies, trailing 11-3, get their first second-half possession, and this will start at about, we'll call this the 32-yard line. But first, we owe you a break. It's 11-3 the score. Southeastern Oklahoma leading Henderson State. This is the Henderson State Sports Network.
Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. Locally owned and
Kershaw,
operated in
Cable,
Arkadelphia, Arkansas.
William.
Our family is committed to yours. Our experienced rehabilitation team specializes in physical, occupational, and speech therapy, all working together to get you home. Call and book a tour with us today at 870-246-6337 or visit our website at twinrivershr.com. Again, that's twinrivershr.com.
Arkadelphia Super Smiles offers general dentistry for kids and young adults. Dr. Trevor Coffey and his staff look forward in treating your child and making sure they always have a super smile. Arkadelphia Super Smiles is located at 280 Professional Park Drive, Suite B in Arkadelphia. For an appointment, call 870-246-2828. And like always, our kids is accepted at Arkadelphia Super Smiles.
Henderson's first second-half drive begins from the 32-yard line. Stretch run, Jaquan Cole to his left near the 30, and out of bounds he goes to the 35. Good defense there by the defensive line for Southeastern. Got some help from Ron Gardner, the defensive back, who's lined up on the right side against Austin Bennett, and he was the one that they were trying to stretch it out against. Gardner stayed there with Cole and kept him to a gain of 1 yard. From the 33, 2nd and 9, Andrew Black will throw. Steps up in the pocket. Past one man, he'll be sacked. Yeah. The 30-yard line is just a little bit too much time holding the football, making a decision. And Black sacked for the second time today.
I think Andrew, he doesn't spend enough time looking at his receivers, and his immediate reaction is to run with the football. And if he just spent a little bit more time, he might be able to find some open receivers.
Reddies are 1 for 7 on third downs. Need 12 yards to keep it going. 3rd and 12 from their own 31. This drive's gone nowhere but backwards so far. Black takes the shotgun snap. Black has some time. Andrew stepping up in the pocket. He's going to get sacked again. Down he goes. 24-yard line. Another loss, this time 6 yards. That's back-to-back sacks by the Southeastern defense.
Well, that's on the offensive line that time. They gave him no time to throw the football, and he stepped up in the pocket, but there were 3 guys right there to get to him. The offensive line has got to step it up. Coach Maxfield said that going into half, and they were not very good in the first half. They've got to find something right now to figure out how to block for Andrew Black.
Busy day for Cody Michael. Michael back at the 11-yard line for the punt. Has to leap for the snap. Gets rid of this one. A low, wobbly punt. Bounces at the Southeastern 45, takes a Henderson roll inside the 40 and goes out of bounds, give or take about the 35, 36-yard line. Another good punt. It's about 50 yards. Here's Kevin Rogers. Kevin's got a Southern Bancorp sideline report.
Yeah, the offense obviously not too happy with that drive there. As you can see, we have some problems up front. Andrew stepping up into the rush a little bit, trying to avoid it and not able to. Coach Fiskus looks like he's giving the offensive line a pep talk down there right now, telling them to relax, protect your quarterback. That's the main thing. We can't have an offense without our front offensive line that runs everything. That's your core group, obviously. And
Kevin, you're really nice, Kevin. You keep telling that the coach is giving pep talks, and I'm looking down there at Fiskus. I'm looking at Fiskus right now, and I don't know if that's exactly a pep talk.
It's a strenuous pep talk.
That's okay, RJ, because Jeremiah has spoken to you the same way, I think.
Yes, I think he has. He's given me many a pep talk.
There might be a couple of veins popping out of his forehead.
You know, early in the pregame show, guys, I know we talked about what does Andrew Black need? What can this Ready offense or defense in some cases do to make this young and somewhat inexperienced quarterback comfortable? And you're right, it's got to come from the offensive line. I think nothing would give a quarterback confidence more than knowing that he's got time to throw and that his offensive line can open holes for the running game.
Well, and what we talked about there in the first half was the fact that they have to be able to show the experience that they had last year. I mean, we've talked about this offensive line being back and experienced, and they're not showing any experience right now.
Maybe the defense going to have to come up with a big play, kind of flip the field if they get a chance. That's one reason Henderson was so good last year. Snap to C.J. Cantwell. He fakes the handoff. He's looking deep down the middle of the field, into triple coverage, and there's a big play. Intercepted. Malik Brown pulls it down, and the Reddies were able to get their first turnover of the day. First down from their 20.
Well, there's the interception we've been looking for. They led the league last year in interceptions and went 2 quarters without one. This time it was due.
They led the world in interceptions last year. There wasn't a team in college football that had more than the Reddies, 29, but the first one of the season for the Reddies comes from a guy, I don't think we mentioned his name at all last year, one bit. That's because Malik Brown was playing at Tarleton State. He transferred. Brown backing up Sheldon Watson in the free safety position, and Southeastern just threw it right into the teeth of the Reddies secondary. First down from the 19. Black takes the handoff, takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. He bootlegs, he throws it, it is complete. First down, 30-yard line, diving past the 35 to the 37. And once again, that is Austin Bennett. And that's Andrew's top target, there's no doubt at all. Bennett making his 4th reception. That'll get him near 42 yards. First down from the 37-yard line for the Reddies. Down 11-3. 11-11 remaining in the third quarter. Lots of time, down by 8. They're in the pistol. Black gives it to Jaquan Cole. Cole breaks through, past the line of scrimmage of the 40-yard line. He gets near midfield. He went right up the gut with 2 hands on the football. A gain of 7 yards for Jaquan Cole. It is second down and 3.
Well, and this is what the Reddies have to maintain, this high-tempo offense right now and keep Southeastern on their heels.
Twins to the right. Reddies have a fullback on the right side. Cole, fake handoff. Black with a bootleg, rolling to his right, fires it out of bounds. Deep into the Reddy bench. For a moment, he was looking to Courtney Whitehead, but he was covered on the sideline. It was a smart play by Black, just throwing it away at that point. Nothing there.
He could have thrown it low to Whitehead, but he would have been blown up for only about a 3-yard pickup, and that's just saving your receiver right there.
Third down and 3. This very often is 4-down territory for a Scott Maxfield team. Jaquan Cole remains out there. Cole, 11 carries, 86 yards. 63 of those yards came on 1 carry. And he'll set up in front of Andrew Black to his left. And there's a blocking fullback in the backfield as well. Reddies bring Whitehead tight to the formation, put a receiver in motion. And the snap to Black, rolling to his right. Black has an open man, passes incomplete, wide open. Was Adler Good, a freshman from Springdale, Arkansas. He was wide open. Would have put him inside the 40-yard line, but he dropped the pass.
Yeah, he transferred from UCA, and he's a redshirt freshman. And, golly, that couldn't have been any better of a pass. It hit him right in the numbers. And, the coaches tell you to catch the ball with your hands, not with your body. and that time Good went to catch the ball with his body.
So another punt on a busy day for Cody Michael, back near his 30-yard line. Michael gets rid of this one, a wobbly punt, takes a bounce in front of the return man and rolls past him. This keeps rolling inside the 20, angles near the sideline, inside the 15, still on the move. And it's down at the 12-yard line by Jonathan Edward.
Well, that's a great punt. That's the second one of the day that's inside, or no, actually that's the third one of the day inside the 20.
44-yard punt, no return. Michael's been tremendous, not just in distance on the punts, but this Southeastern return game has not been able to return anything.
Today's game is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and David Bost. He is sponsoring our Red Zones today and really hadn't been in the Red Zone all that much today in order to say that sponsorship. I want to say thanks to State Farm agent David Bost.
CB Cantwell goes to the ground on first down. There is no room whatsoever for Devlin Wortham to run with the football, and he's pushed into his own back zone, into his own end zone. They gave him forward progress to the 10, so that's actually a loss of 3 yards. It'll be second down and 13 for the Savage Storm. Score is 11-3, Southeastern Oklahoma leading. Just crossed the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter. Henderson's outgained Southeastern 252 to 163. Reddies have also committed a couple of turnovers and have forced one turnover themselves. Cantwell on 2nd and 12. Keeps man of the backfield. 4 receivers set in the shotgun. He'll give it to Wortham. Wortham doesn't get much. Maybe right back to the line of scrimmage. He made it back to the 10. That's it.
That's Derek Muldrow right there on the tackle for the Reddies. And, boy, he went bull in the ring right there. It's just one-on-one, and he had to make an open field tackle and did a nice job with it.
Boy, there's a big play now for the Henderson defense. 3rd and 12. Force Southeastern a punt. You're going to get great field position, and perhaps you might be able to get CB Cantwell trying to force something in. He went deep on the last drive and was intercepted. Same formation, ball inside the left hash, 4 receivers. Here's the snap. Cantwell drops back. He'll dump it off to Wortham and hit immediately and drop for a loss. Great tackle made by Josh Davis. As soon as Wortham touched the football, Davis pounced on him like a lion.
Well, I tell you, that's a great job by Josh. I tell you, you and I both have to look every time we see 99 going to make the tackle because Josh Davis has been number 8 for the last 2 years, and you're just used to seeing that number 8, and that number 99 comes rolling out there from the middle linebacker spot.
I tell you, Josh looks a little bigger than he did last year. I think he put on some muscle on that frame.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not like he was a small guy at all, but he doesn't look like 215 anymore. Looks more like 230. Out of the end zone is Joel Carlos for another punt. Carlos, 6 punts, 43-yard average. Rugby-style kick. Now gets rid of it to his right. This is a low punt. Takes a bounce inside the 50 and into Henderson territory. And will roll past the 40. And Southeastern downs it at the 47-yard line. Depending on the way that ball was going to bounce, it could have bounced the other way. On a Henderson roll, would have given the Reddies tremendous field position. In this case, it's just good field position. First down from their 37. This is some of the best field position of the night for Henderson State. They trail 11-3 about midway through the third quarter. Andrew Black back out there. It's the numbers here on Black in his first start. 12 completions, 22 attempts, 108 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Officials going to stop the clock. Looked like Southeastern was caught. Maybe an extra defender on the field.
Yeah, they called a timeout.
They've called a timeout.
Well, one thing that you, if you're Southeastern Oklahoma right now, Henderson's playing into their hand right now. They can't seem to get anything going offensively, and defensively, both these teams are playing very well. I know that Henderson State overall has racked up 252 yards of offense, but Southeastern's defense has played well. If Henderson's offense could fix the miscues, they may not be looking as good, I guess.
The last couple of drives for the Reddies, end of the first half, start of the second half, there have been some big drops by receivers on what would have been not just completed passes, but first downs, big plays.
Yeah.
Black looks like he is improving slowly. He just don't necessarily have the stats to back it up.
Yeah.
He needs some help from the running game and from his receivers. Andrews out there again, starting this drive from the 37 in his own territory, trailing 11-3. Coles in the backfield, trips to the right. He'll fake the pass. Now Black throws it over the middle, and a great catch made by A.J. Smith. Smith bouncing off tacklers and staying on his feet inside the 45 and dragged down by nearly half of the Southeastern defense at the 43-yard line. Great catch by Smith, who's a big body in his third year with the Reddies out of Port Neches, Texas.
Yeah, 6'5", 215 pounds. And, when you throw it like that, you love having those big wide receivers to haul it in right there. And he immediately, though, I love the way he catches it and then goes down to protect those ribs, because there was a corner coming in to open him up real quickly on that inside slant.
23 yards to Smith, who made only 8 catches last year for 43 yards. That's a guy who could really be huge for this Henderson offense. He is tall, he is big, he has speed. Trying to find a way to hold on to the ball. Trips on the right side. That's the close side of the field. Reddies have a single receiver wide to the left, and that's Whitehead. Snap to Andrew Black. Black looking to his left. Andrew now fires deep on the left side, and it is incomplete. He had Austin Bennett. The ball hung up in the air, forcing Bennett to wait a moment, trying to make a leaping catch at the 25-yard line, but it was knocked out of his grasp at the last moment.
I can say this now that we've got Kevin Rogers on our broadcast, but I remember a young Kevin Rogers in his first year that liked to float balls up there a little bit, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's correct, as I hate to admit it.
It didn't float him up there for very long, though. The snap to Andrew Black, 2nd down and 10. Screen pass to Smith on the right, tiptoeing up the sideline, knocked out of bounds short of the first down. Mark him out of the 30, between the 38 and 39. Need about 5 more yards or so.
And I really think, though, that it just comes with experience. And we'll let Kevin talk on that a little bit later on, is that you become more comfortable throwing the football, and you don't sit there and float every pass up there. You put a little oomph onto it and get the ball there so that your receiver can get to it and make a play.
A little mustard, a little Grey Poupon.
Yeah.
3rd and 6. Reddies are only 1 for 9 on 3rd downs. Line up 2 receivers to the left. Fake the stretch run to Cole through a tunnel screen, caught by Zachary Lavender in traffic, close to the first down. This one's going to be very close. Tackled right in the middle of the hashes.
They're going to call
around the 20, call this the 33-yard line. That is a first down. He got the 7 yards he needed. A lot of traffic there, and Lavender was able to make the catch at a quick burst of speed for the first down. Twins left, pistol formation. The running back is Jaquan Cole. First down from the 33. Reddies trail 11-3 here in the 3rd quarter. The snap, whistles blow. Play is dead. Henderson's going to have to be called off for a false start here.
It could be neutral zone infraction, because the defense did jump into the neutral zone prior to the snap.
There are 3 flags, brought to you by Jeremy Hughes Shelter Insurance.
Offsides. Defense number 34. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on Reggie Marshall, one of the outside linebackers, and they line him up at the line of scrimmage sometimes to rush the passer.
Well, and he jumped into the neutral zone right when they snapped the football. And, if you're in the neutral zone or you make an offensive player jump into the neutral zone because you're in their area, that's going to be offsides on you every time.
3rd penalty for Southeastern. Pretty much a clean game penalty-wise. Only 2 penalties on the Reddies, 3 on Southeastern. Black changing the play. Cole's the running back in the pistol. Twins left. The handoff goes to Cole. Pressure in the backfield. Tries to get something out of nothing. And he makes it back to about the 28-yard line. That'd be the initial line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Jaquan Cole's day with that carry. He's toted the rock 12 times. 86 yards, an average of 7.2 a carry. Got to remember, those 63 of those 86 yards came on 1 carry. Now there's Wilson of the game. The Reddies toss it out to Jeremy Wilson on the left side. Wilson along the sideline. First down. And he tiptoed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Well, that was some nifty footwork by Jeremy Wilson. They list him as a wide receiver on the roster. We have him on the depth chart as a running back. That would be a scat back for Jeremy Wilson, no doubt. First down from the 20. Black hands to Wilson. Wilson dragged down, a loss of a yard of the 21. Big tackle made after the initial transfer. And just no room for Wilson to move.
He reminds me of Corey Chappelle. Small guy, but really quick, and his engine just constantly is going.
Reddies going no huddle here. They're very quick to the line of scrimmage. Wilson's still in the backfield. Reddies go with 4 receivers. 2nd down and 11. The snap to Black over the middle. A laser pass is complete at the 10-yard line. 1st down, Henderson State. A.J. Smith sprawling on the ground to make the catch. 1st and goal for the Reddies.
There he goes, sticking a little mustard on it over the middle.
Yeah, that one had some poupon on it. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. The Reddies are inside the State Farm Red Zone, sponsored by local State Farm agent David Bost. Wilson still the running back. Lines up to the right side of Andrew Black. 4 receivers. Ball's between the hashes. Black takes the snap. Fires near side. It is dropped. Incomplete near the 7-yard line. Courtney Whitehead heard footsteps.
Yeah, that time matched up with Luke Craddock. And Craddock, not playing too far off Courtney right now. And looks like Courtney's trying to get his air back. He got hit hard. May have even hurt his ankle a little bit.
He's testing out his leg there, and he lines up again wide on the right side with A.J. Smith in the slot. 2nd down and goal from the 10. Pump fake. Black floats for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Whitehead matched up again against Raheem Wilson. One-on-one in the end zone, and Courtney's slow to get up.
Yeah, Courtney's hurt, man. He's trying to crawl himself up. He tried to check himself out of the last play, and he couldn't get anybody over there to him. And, boy, he's holding that. I think it's that right leg.
Well, it's the right leg that he's bending. The left leg has barely moved since he hit the turf.
It may be cramps.
He's starting to shuffle himself off the field. Rises to his feet, and the way he's moving kind of looks more like a cramp than anything else. He's just trying to stretch that muscle out. Either way, it's 3rd and goal from the Reddies from the 10. This is the Reddies offense has been able to move up the field at times. They have not finished off a drive yet. They've connected on a field goal. They've missed a field goal. They've been inside the 20-yard line now 3 times with no touchdowns to show for it.
They gotta find a way to get in the end zone. This is a crucial situation right now, and you gotta find a way to score more than 3 points out of this drive.
Whitehead walking off the field under his own power. He's going to be okay. 3rd and goal from the 10. Jaquan Cole in the pistol behind Black. There are 3 receivers in. Reddies go with a fullback to block just in case. Wide left is Austin Bennett, one-on-one against one of the defensive backs. Black calls out the play. Play clock shows 3 seconds. Better be quick. Andrew doesn't see it. Time expires. Oh, my. Andrew Black did not see the play clock. It was down to 5 seconds when he came back towards the center to change the play, and now Henderson has 3rd and goal from the 15.
That's a rookie mistake right there, man. You just got to, looking back, I've never been a big fan of having to look back over and get your play from the sideline because you got enough things to worry about on the field, and when you got 4 guys in there giving you signals, and you got a rookie quarterback, man, that sometimes makes it tough.
Southeastern keeps a defensive back near the end zone to play more or less center field. They'll play off coverage, about 3 or 4 yards. Black back to throw, moving backwards near the 25. Angles to his left, throws it for the end zone, and a catch made out of bounds, incomplete. Jacoby Lewis dove for the ball out of bounds. He brought the ball in, but he was not in bounds. Henderson's going to have to go for a field goal here from the 15-yard line. Well, not a bad throw at all by Black, just at that point, throwing off the wrong foot. Tough throw to make. Henderson forced to go for a field goal.
Yeah, he got flushed out to the left side, and as you're throwing on the run, opposite, you're throwing essentially across your body, and that's a tough throw.
All right, so now a field goal attempt. Houston Rays good from 31, no good from 27. This one is 31 yards. Kick is up, kick is good. Houston Ray adds 3 points to his total, and Henderson State, with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, trails Southeastern Oklahoma 11-6. And we'll step aside for a break on the Henderson State Sports Network.
This is the sound of E. coli splashing around in raw hamburger juice on
ID time.
Okay, I'll do it right when we come back. I can't hear the commercials. I think you're stuck again.
Perfect. Good luck today.
Behold the angry giant. Yay! This is WWE. Today.
Visit fatherhood.gov.
That's good.
Okay, you're back in 1 second.
This kickoff brought to you by Hot Springs. Plan your visit to Hot Springs by calling 800 Spa City. Kickoff returned by Justin Walker out of the end zone. Goes to his left and out of bounds, and now a late hit by Henderson. Robert Thomas. Thomas has kept running right into him, and he tried to hold up at the last moment, bumped into it anyway, and it wasn't just a bump. It was a pretty good hit. That's going to tack on 15 more yards onto this return for Southeastern. And while they measure it, we'll step out 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Henderson State Sports Network. So they'll mark off those 15 yards. Penalty officially on Robert Thomas for a late hit. The Reddies have only committed 3 penalties today. 2 of them have been personal fouls.
You know, the line judge in today's game that just threw that flag is former UCA Bear and former Denver Bronco Landon Trusty, tight end for the Denver Broncos.
While Southeastern lines up the drive from their 36. Cantwell throws it out into the flats, caught by Cayman Farmer. Turns up the Jets up the right sideline and goes out of bounds of the 45. Gain of 9 yards on first down to Farmer. Second down and 9 for the Savage Storm.
I bring that up because Landon's played a lot of games here at Carpenter Haygood Stadium back in the day when he played for UCA, when the big rivalry with UCA and Henderson was going on.
UCA opens their season tonight as well.
Yeah, I just looked. They're up 52-14 right now in Houston Baptist.
Of course, Arkadelphia hosting 2 games today.
I got a full Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard update for you here in a moment.
Tight game across the street, 6 points. It's a 5-point game here. Southeastern goes to the ground. Ronnie Green gets some room, angles to his left. He goes past the 40-yard line. A flag thrown as Green goes down in front of Sheldon Watson near the 34-yard line in Henderson territory. That flag was thrown at the 45 in the middle of Green's run. It's right in the vicinity of holding. All of a sudden, a few more penalties popping up these last few minutes. We wait for Ron Standridge to give us an explanation. Standridge right now chatting it up with the official that threw the flag.
Block in the back. Offense, number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
It's on Anteric Maxi Mashalea.
Well, real quick while they assess the penalty, your Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard update right now. Southern Arkansas, they now lead Southwestern Oklahoma by a score of 21-17 in the fourth quarter. Arkansas Tech up on Southern Naz in the third, 40-0. Washita Baptist on top of ECU, 28-19. And now Northwestern Oklahoma State, early in the third quarter, they lead UAM by a score of 35-14.
It's essentially a 24-yard penalty on Maxi Mashalea, erasing the 23-yard gain by Ronnie Green. He'll go to Green on the ground anyway, and Green runs right into a wall of red jerseys right at the line of scrimmage. Made it to the 44. It'll bring up third down and 2. Clock is ticking. 3 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the third period here at Carpenter Haygood. Henderson State leading 11-6, trailing 11-6 to Southeastern Oklahoma. Reddies blew out Southeastern the last time that they played them here at Carpenter Haygood, scoring 60 points in that ball game. Right now you're hoping the Reddies can find a way to get into double digits. Right now you're hoping they can get the football back. Third down and 2. Southeastern converting 3 times on 12 third downs. They'll put Cantwell in the shotgun. He hands off Ronnie Green. Oh, he faked the handoff. He dives. And he just dove 1 yard farther than he needed for the first down.
I don't think he meant to. The turf monster got him as he was coming, because he could have gotten another 5-6 yards.
There was a really good fake. Brought a couple of the Ready defensive linemen with the fake, and all of a sudden Cantwell, he probably could have run another 5-10 yards. He was tripped up. He needed 2 yards. He got 2.5. So the clock winds inside 3 seconds. Cantwell hasn't run very much. Third carry, 12 yards. Even 3 on that one. Now Southeastern empties the set. 5 receivers. Quick out to the right side, caught by Jordan Hester. Hester right near midfield before getting dropped. It'll be a gain of about 2.5 yards. Second down, call it 8.
Josh Davison on the tackle once again for the Reddies, and he's also having a big game tackle-wise today.
Cameron Saunier leading the way for Henderson. 10 tackles for Saunier, 8 of them solo tackles. Reddies down though 11-6. They've had the only points here in the third quarter on a 31-yard field goal by Houston Ray. 2nd and 8. Green's in the backfield along with Cantwell, who takes the shotgun. Throws a quick out to the left side, complete. Nice tackle made on Farmer near the 45 in Henderson territory. Dondre Wright on the tackle. They're 2 yards short of the first down. Another big third down attempt here for Southeastern. They're 4 for 13 converting third downs. Officials place the football with the back edge of the ball up against the Henderson 46. 3rd down and 2. Minute 31 to play in this third quarter. Clock continues to roll. Cantwell points out a spot for Green to set up in the backfield. He'll line up more as a receiving running back. 3 wides. Cantwell on the shotgun. Reddies have 6 down linemen. The snap. Cantwell pump fake. Steps up in the pocket. He's hit. Saunier knocked him down, and he lost a yard on the play.
That'll be a sack because he lost a yard, and Saunier got in there and got it. Boy, big defensive pressure that time for the Reddies, and way to make him step back, and he was wanting to throw the football, and he had to step up in the pocket, and by that time their Reddy defense was already there.
This is go for it territory for 4th down.
They're not going to go for it right here.
Southeastern thinking about it. Here comes the punting team. They've only gone for it once on 4th down. That would be one of the spots where they might think about it. 41 seconds left in the quarter. Clock's rolling. 10 seconds remaining for Southeastern to get off this punt. That took them a while to get it on. Joel Carlos has punted 7 times, 43-yard average. Just got the snap back to him. Rugby-style punt. Runs to his right, gets rid of it. A high spiraling kick. Darian Gray down to a knee to field the punt, and he's marked down to the 16 with his knee already down. 21 seconds left here in the third. Reddies trail 11-6. Kevin Rogers is on the sideline. Let's go to Kevin with a Southern Bancorp sideline report. Kevin.
I love what the defense is doing. They're making some great stops out there. One thing that you'll notice offensively is they're getting Andrew Black out of the pocket and really getting him into a rhythm. You'll notice that with a lot of running quarterbacks. He's comfortable throwing on the run, and he's had some success doing so. And injury update with Courtney Whitehead, it was a cramp. They were trying to take advantage of him on the goal line, and they'll probably do that later on here in the game.
Got to get to that goal line first. 4 wides, trips to the right. Cole's put in motion, lining up now as a receiver on the left. Snap to Black from inside the 10. He dumps it off. He finds Bennett running over the middle, complete. Bennett cuts back near the 25-yard line, dives over that 25 to the 27. That's a first down.
Well, that's another crossing route. That's what's become so famous here at Henderson is that crossing route that we've seen year in, year out. Kevin Rogers was great throwing it. Dallas Black last year was great throwing it. Now Andrew Black's starting to get some of the action.
Once again, the running back put in motion. That time it's Jeremy Wilson lining up on the right side. Deep pass over the middle. Ben Johnson with a catch of the 50. Johnson inside the 40. Bringing a tackler inside the 30 to the 25. Henderson State with a big flip of the field. A deep pass play to Ben Johnson down to the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 49 yards. That is the end of the third quarter with Henderson State's biggest pass play of the game. They trail 11-6. We'll put our 4 fingers up when we return on the Henderson State Sports Network. Where's the commercials?
Go ahead and talk.
Back inside, Carpenter Haygood. Reddies after a big pass play to Ben Johnson. Settle up at the southeastern 22-yard line. Longest play from scrimmage for the Reddies other than the 63-yard run by Jaquan Cole. First down, Andrew Black fires it out to Courtney Whitehead, who sheds a tackler to the 20, breaks another tackle at the 15. He's inside the 10, drags a tackler to the 5 and out of bounds at the 4.
Well, that's what Courtney Whitehead does to you. He brings a big body, a lot of size. I mean, you look at Courtney Whitehead, he's all muscle. And that time he was able to catch it on the inside, turn it back out, and make it a good run towards the end zone. And he actually knocked a couple guys out of the way to get there. So that's what Courtney Whitehead brings to this football team.
51 yards to Johnson, 18 yards to Whitehead. First and goal from the 4. Reddies are looking for the lead. Black runs a receiver in front of him. That's Evan Lassiter at quarterback. Lassiter, the backup quarterback, takes it inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. We saw Lassiter punt for the Reddies last year. He was the third-string quarterback last season. He's not punting any longer. He's moved up to second-string quarterback, and he's a big fellow. 6'5", 220 pounds, and they'll keep Lassiter in there again on 2nd and 2. In the shotgun, Lewis put in motion. They snap it to Lassiter. He carries it in. Touchdown, Reddies. Evan Lassiter from 2 yards out puts Henderson up 12-11. Now it's time to go for 2.
And we've got a Jeremy Hughes penalty flag in the end zone. I think it's going to be excessive celebration. But, over the years we've seen Keaton Stigger, we've seen Ryan McDonald come in that bunch formation at the goal line. This may be Evan Lassiter and his package this year.
Now Lassiter, and he never ran last year. He only threw 4 passes. And he didn't really even seem to get the idea of punting until the last few games. And then he started to get into it a bit. There's no word on the flag thrown by the officials during the celebration.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 70. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
It's big. That's John McGee. He's the starting left guard for Henderson and called for excessive celebration, and that's going to mark the Reddies way back on the kickoff. And they're gonna go for the good old-fashioned point after by Houston Ray. Snap and the hold both good. Ray puts it up and through. Give Henderson a 13-11 lead. So the second lead for the Reddies today comes a minute into the 4th quarter. 13-11 Henderson State. We're back after a break on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Media timeout.
That button is stuck again, Phil.
Someone who takes
there you go.
cars
Thank
off
you.
the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
The recent storms in southern Louisiana have caused multiple millions of dollars of property damage, have taken the lives of at least 13 people, and have destroyed or severely damaged over 61,000 homes. Many people are hurting and don't know where to turn. Our parent company, Cumulus Media, is proud to be a part of our community, and we have partnered with United Way of Acadia, Louisiana, to raise much-needed funds for the relief efforts. To help, visit our website, click Cumulus Cares, and the donate button. Help make a difference for our neighbors in need.
Well, that time for the Reddies. They went 5 plays, 84 yards, and a minute 17 for your Smart Ford scoring drive. Remember, the next time you want to purchase a vehicle, make the Smart Drive to Smart Ford in Malvern. And on that last play, it was a 2-yard run by Evan Lassiter to get the Reddies their first touchdown of the ball game and get them the lead 13-11.
You know, I'd asked Coach Maxfield who's going to be the short yardage guy this year, kind of thinking that it might be Andrew Black, as it was last year at times, but it is Evan Lassiter instead, and Lassiter makes him look smart for the decision. This kickoff brought to you by Visit Hot Springs. Plan your visit to Hot Springs at 800 Spa City or hotsprings.org. Not much of a return on a short kickoff. Rob Gardner stays on his feet, though. He stayed not past a couple of tacklers and is dropped to the 31 by Dondre Wright. All right, so let's go to Kevin Rogers. Kevin, it seems so simple sometimes for a quarterback to just march into the end zone, but it isn't that simple, is it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing in motion. It takes a lot of moving parts, and they got to be on the same page. Just want to comment, Andrew Black made a great read, those 4 verticals, and hit Ben over the middle with that seam route, looking the safety off, coming back to him. And then the goal line package with Evan Lassiter, he did a great job, pounded it in there. And there's so many options you have with that. You can throw, run, pitch it to your running back. So
Kevin, they never let you have that big package and let you run it in.
Yeah, that they thought about it, but I just stuck to handing it off and throwing the fade ball.
Pistol formation, handoff goes to Devlin Wortham. Got ahead of steam, brings tacklers past the 35, the pile moving to the 40, and down he goes to the 40-yard line, a gain of 9 yards. Sam Johnson finally able to bring him down from the Ready defensive line.
Yeah, he's about a yard short of the first down, and that's a good run. When you look at Wortham, he's not a very big guy. Wortham is only 5'9", but he's 205 pounds, and he can really push a pile.
Wortham gaining 9 on that. It's 122 yards on the ground for the Southeastern running game. Wortham with 52 of those yards on 12 carries. 2nd and 1. Wortham in the backfield on the right shoulder of C.B. Cantwell in the shotgun. He's going to throw. Pump fake, runs to his right. He's pressured from behind. Cantwell going to run for the first down, and he's out of bounds after gaining the single yard he needed for the Southeastern first down. Clock holding at 13-13 here in the 4th quarter. And just like seemingly every week in the 2015 season, RJ, it looks like this opening game is going to come down, I think, to those last 5 minutes.
Well, I hope you got your nerves on lockdown.
I got some fingernail left.
Yeah.
Not much, but I got some.
Could be another one of those years.
Yeah, that's what made last year so exciting and interesting. We enjoyed watching the Reddies blow out opponents.
So much more easier on the nerves.
In years before that, last year, that just the blowouts weren't there, but the wins were. Wortham gets the carry, and the hole closes up immediately, right up the middle. Good help on the tackle for the Henderson defensive line from DeQuellen Scott. There's another Ready defender that loses his helmet. Josh Davis lost his helmet. He has to exit the field. Cameron Saunier comes back on there, and he's joined by, I see Micah Cooper come out there. That's not Micah Cooper, that's Miles Kirksey at linebacker. 2nd down and 10 for Southeastern. Henderson leads 13-11. 12:30 to play. Southeastern empties the backfield. 3 receivers lined up to Cantwell's left. Twins on the right side. Ball's on the right hash mark. Cantwell calls for the snap against 3-man rush. Quick throw over the middle. Pass is complete. Again, the tight end after a big hit held onto the football at the 31-yard line, and boy, Bryce Steele has come up huge a few times today for Southeastern. Great throw by Cantwell right over the middle.
Yeah, that was a 27-yard completion, and now Bryce Steele's the leading receiver on the Southeastern team. 4 receptions, 50 yards. He's also got a touchdown. He's a big kid, too. When you look at Steele, he's no small guy, 6'2", 225.
Good hands, too, and very agile. That pass was just dropped in over his shoulder, and he made the catch easily. Devlin Wortham's in the backfield. They'll keep Cantwell in the shotgun. Twins right, single receiver to the left. The snap is low. It got past him, and diving back on top of the football is C.B. Cantwell. That's the 2nd bad snap from center Jeff Davis. Cost him 15 yards the first time, and this one cost them about another 12 or 13 yards. They're all the way back to the 43. That is a 12-yard loss on nothing more than a bad snap. I tell you, we talked about the idea of some cramps bothering players early in the football season. You got a couple of Ready defenders that are, I think offensive players that are on the ground trying to stretch out their legs. I think cramps are a problem tonight.
That's why this humidity, man, it does it to you every time. Got to get the pickle juice out.
2nd down and 22. From the Henderson 43. Cantwell takes the snap. He's pressured. Hit as he throws. A tunnel screen caught by the tight end Steele. Steele up the middle and past the 35-yard line to the 34. It's a 9-yard gain. And it'll be 3rd down and long. Very long, about 13 yards.
You ever drank pickle juice?
I'm a huge fan of pickles. And I've heard the idea of drinking pickle juice. to stay. It's like the old version of Gatorade. Just doesn't taste quite as good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what the old guys did back in the day. Instead, when Gatorade wasn't invented, they went with the pickle juice.
And pickle juice, of course, also supposedly heals blisters.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Hadn't tried that one.
3rd and 13. 4 conversions on 14 third downs. They go to the ground. Out of the shotgun, nothing there for Devlin Wortham. The hole closed quickly. 3 or 4 ready defenders there. Josh Davis on the scene. And so was Jordan Dominguez. The defensive line comes up big for the Reddies on 3rd down. 4th and long. And they actually lost a yard on that play. So 4th and longer. Coach Atterbury is going to send out his punter. Well, you never know if he's having him punt or kick because Carlos does both.
Yeah.
He's going to try for a field goal, and that would be an attempt at a go-ahead field goal midway through the 4th quarter with Henderson leading 13-11. And now that I see the way they're lining him up, he's lining up to punt.
Yeah, he's going to go with that rugby kick again.
Carlos has punted 8 times. 3 of those punts have been rugby style. This is just a straight-on punt. And a high wobbly kick inside the Reddy 10-yard line, takes a bounce to the 5, and it is flipped back from the end zone to the 1-yard line.
No.
A tremendous special teams play made by James Rivada. They're going to say that's a touchback, I believe.
Yeah, no, they flipped it back, but then the guy that caught it, he didn't realize it was coming to him, and it hit off his chest and into the end zone.
Lucky break
for the touchback.
Lucky break for the Reddies because that would have been at the half-yard mark.
Yeah, getting a lot
Media, timeout.
Getting a lot of lucky breaks, and we'll keep it right here for right now and go down to Kevin Rogers for another Southern Bancorp sideline report.
Yeah, it's really energized down here on the sideline. Y'all were talking about games coming down to the wire, and it's definitely coming to the wire, down to the wire tonight. And the team's energized. They're really excited. Big stop here for the defense. We'll see what offense comes out here and does. I'm expecting Andrew to come out here and sling it. He's doing a great job when he steps into throws and knows where he's going. They'll throw him out of the pocket a little bit. He'll roll out, make some completions, probably intermediate throws, 10 to 20 yards. And who knows, we might take a shot at the post right here.
Hey, Kevin, real quick, I'm looking at the stats, and if you were just not to look at the score and just look at it on paper, the Reddies have run 61 plays for 384 yards. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. No, they've been fairly efficient after those first couple drives in the first quarter and kind of in the second quarter. They've been fairly efficient. It's been good to see that.
9:12 to play, 4th quarter, 13-11 the score. Henderson leading Southeastern. A game that very much has the feeling of these two teams matching up last year. This one's even more of a defensive ball game. Reddies in the pistol. Black slaps his hands together. He turns and he fakes that. He does hand it off to Jaquan Cole. Cole past the 20, diving for the 23. Short gain on 1st down for Cole.
Right now, this is what works in the Reddies' favor. You start, pounding the football and letting that clock roll a little bit and pick up 1st downs. That's the big thing. Reddies have to get 1st downs right now.
Courtney Whitehead's back in the game, lines up as the single receiver to the right. Lined up to the left is Adrian Tucker. Again to Jaquan Cole. Oh, that's freshman Jeremy Wilson. Wilson makes it past a couple of tacklers and has the 1st down past the 30. Stays on his feet to the 33. It's tough to see where he is. He's the shortest guy on the field. Yet Jeremy Wilson found a way to stay at his feet for 10 yards.
Yeah,
and he was hit right near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got 10 yards, and he's now rushed 6 times for 32 yards, but those have been tough yards so far.
From the 34-yard line. Twins to the right. They'll go to the ground, and there is Wilson again. Lowers his head, carries the tackler past the 40. A gain of 8 yards for Jeremy Wilson. He said, "Don't call me the shortest on the field." Goodness, he's playing with some heart.
He might be the shortest guy on the field, but he packs the biggest punch because that time the defender took the brunt of that hit as he plowed right up the middle.
And after 2 plays, Wilson exits to the bench. Jaquan Cole's back out there. He's got a blocking fullback. Twins either side. The snap, handoff. Cole changes direction to the backfield to the 45, 50 up the left sideline. 45 spins past him out of the 40. He's still in his feet. Inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10. Jaquan Cole scores a touchdown. But there is a flag all the way back near the line of scrimmage. If that takes away the score for Jaquan Cole. That will take away one of the more spectacular runs you'll see at Carpenter Haygood Stadium. How did he stay on his feet?
You ever heard of beast mode?
Wow.
That's what that was. I mean, he just kept hitting the truck stick on the Xbox controller as he was going down the line, but I think it's all going to be negated with the hold.
I mean, there you could have pointed to 3 or 4 times it looked like Cole's about to go down, but this run is going back. Oh man, that could have been the sort of play that breaks the opponent.
I mean, that right there. Let's get the call. Coach Maxfield's not happy.
Personal foul. Tripping.
Oh, man.
33 offense.
Oh, man.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Call that on Logan Warlick. Logan plays fullback. He was the blocking fullback that had lined up on the right side. Had a counter play on. I didn't see the trim. The officials obviously did. That, instead of just being a holding penalty, is 15 yards. And pushes Henderson all the way back to the 28. Second down and 15. Stay in the pistol. And after that long run, it looks like Cole is onto the bench. Fake handoff to Wilson. And Black fires a completed pass on the right side near the 40-yard line to Krishawn Williams-Caver.
That's a good ball right there. You know, you see Andrew Black get out of the pocket and set his feet, and he made a good, solid throw that time. And that picked up positive yardage and got him all the way out to the 40-yard line. That right there was a pickup of about 8 yards on the play. How about that run by Cole, though? That was a 58-yard run that he ran over 4 guys.
Nelsville downfield. Offense. Number 70. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
John McGee with his second penalty of the game. McGee had an unsportsmanlike on the ready go-ahead touchdown.
Second down.
So it remains second down, but Henderson continues to move in the wrong direction. Cole still on the bench. There's got to be gassed after that run.
Yeah.
So the Reddies continue with freshman Jeremy Wilson as the running back. Andrew Black on second down and 20. Will take the snap from his own 24. And now Black changing the play. Comes up under center for a moment. Calls out the new play. Trips to his left. Send a receiver on the right side. Play clock's down to 6. Black says a final word to Wilson. Play clock at 2. Gets it off just in time. He's pressured. He's hit. And Black able to hold on to the football after getting sacked by Reggie Marshall.
Well, that right there is totally on JoJo Grant for the Reddies. JoJo just let the defensive end go right around him without even, he didn't block anybody. He just watched him go around him and take off the backside of Black. And, you can't do that. You got to get your hand on somebody on that play.
So you've gone for what looked like a touchdown just a few minutes ago, and now you're all the way back your own 12. And it's third down and 31. You're just hoping to find a way to get some positive yardage before getting off a punt. The Reddies lead 13-11. Near the 6-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Black looks a little confused as to what he's going to call. Play clock's at 4. Might have to use a timeout. Black calls for the snap just in time to hand off to Wilson, and there's nothing there for Jeremy. Just a yard or so before getting dropped. And Black looking to the sideline with his hands out. He wasn't quite sure what to call. Clock shows 5:46 and counting. 13-11 our score. Reddies by 2. Henderson has outgained Southeastern by about 160 yards. 395 yards to 239. Outgained them in the air 237 to 128. 158 to 111 on the ground. Southeastern looking for great field position. Out of the end zone, the punt by Michael. Got rid of it. Short punt. Bounces the 45. Takes a Southeastern roll. A couple of yards or so. And now the Reddies dive on the ball at their own 44. So Southeastern has terrific field position. The shortest field they've had all game. Time's ticking down. And it does come to those last 5 minutes, just like nearly every game last year comes down to those last 5 minutes.
Phil, on my Twitter account, which you can follow me at RJ Hawk on Twitter. You can follow Phil at Elson Phil. I want to say hello to former wide receiver Mark Chouse, who's listening in from Dallas right now.
Let's see. Here is CB Cantwell in Henderson territory. Goes to the ground, and Ronnie Green makes one man miss, but Sam Johnson is there to take him down after about a single-yard gain to the 42. Johnson, that's Sam Johnson. He's got the unenviable task of replacing Grady Ollison at defensive end. Ollison, who just came up huge for the Reddies after transferring from Arkansas and switching positions from offensive line to defensive line last year, is big. Sam Johnson's had a nice first start for Henderson on defense today. It's the third tackle today for Johnson from that end position. 2nd down and 9, 4:33 to go. Fake handoff, hit as he couldn't get rid of the ball. Cameron Saunier with the sack back at the 49-yard line, a loss of 6 yards on Saunier's first sack, but Cameron has made 11 tackles tonight.
I think that's his second sack, isn't it, Phil? I thought he got one earlier in the ball game.
Second sack today for Saunier. Pushes them back to the 48. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
Gotta get a stop right here.
Reddies go aggressive up front. Twin receivers right side for the Savage Storm. Single receiver on the left. They'll keep Green in the backfield, and a timeout is called by Scott Maxfield. That's his first timeout, leaving the Reddies with 2, and we'll step aside. Inside 4 minutes to play, fourth quarter. 13-11 the score. Henderson leading Southeastern on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Hey, Phil, what spot block is this?
Your pharmaceutical needs. We offer fast and friendly service, including a drive-through window for additional convenience, along with 14.
It's the second one in the fourth quarter.
Okay, thank you.
Staff at 3002 West Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Remember, at All Care, we
got
care.
one more to take.
All right.
The state's leader in care is right here in the comfort of your own community. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia is a full-service hospital. Here, state-of-the-art technology is united with highly qualified physicians and the most quality nursing staff in the region. From major surgery to minor injuries, we care for you because we're your neighbor.
No music coming
and
back,
we're
please.
By Baptist Health, Arkansas's most comprehensive and respected care network. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia, your community hospital.
3rd down and 15. Southeastern snaps it from their own 48-yard line, and C.B. Cantwell runs out of the pocket, carries the football inside the 40, dropped to the 35-yard line. You're looking at a makeable 4th down now. They'll call Cantwell down at the 36.
Now this is a 4-down territory for Southeastern. You got 3:33 left on the clock, and this is where roughly they went for it last time and got it. But you've got 4th down and 3, and defense is going to make a stop right here. You can essentially close out the game right now if you get a stop.
Here, 3 minutes to play. Reddies look aggressive. The snap to Cantwell, rolls to his right. Cantwell fires it on the right side. It's complete inside the 20-yard line of 1st down. And it was near the 16-yard line when it was finally brought down. That was Trey Hollins, a sophomore from Henderson, Texas, with his first catch of the game on 4th down and short.
Well, Sheldon Watson got beat on the corner route, and when he cut it back over towards the sideline, Watson was about 2 yards away from him. Just couldn't bite on the play.
It's only a 2-point lead for the Reddies. Southeastern right now, it looks like they're looking to chew up some clock time.
Yeah, because I mean they're in field goal range right now.
Well in Joel Carlos's field goal range. You have Ronnie Green in the backfield along with C.B. Cantwell. He gets the carry, runs to his right. He's going to lose some yardage. Gary Vines came up from defensive back and dropped him near the 19. Couple-yard loss.
Thing about it right now, the Reddies only have 1 timeout remaining. No, they've got 2. Excuse me. They got 2 timeouts remaining. So essentially, they can stop the clock if they try to burn too much time off this thing.
Closing in on 2 minutes, 10 seconds in the 4th. Southeastern lining up the right personnel for this play. Brought the play clock already within 13. Just now get the offensive line set. Green in the backfield, got a blocking fullback. Twin receivers left. 2nd and 12. Slot receiver in motion. Cantwell turns and hands it off to Green. He loses yardage again.
That is a great job by that defensive line for Henderson State. They collapsed the gaps, and when they came with it was just a straight dive play by Southeastern. Every Ready was right there. They had 3 Reddies in that A gap, and they weren't able to go anywhere, and it was a great job by Josh Davis to get the 1-yard loss.
Reddies have called a timeout. Leaves them with 1. Minute 44 on the clock.
Does this remind you of last year's game?
Oh, yeah. The only difference is the Reddies led by 7 at this point last year. And obviously you feel much better about a 7-point lead than 2 points.
I mean, you got 3rd and 14 right now. I mean, I would venture to say they would come out with a run play. I mean, because a field goal gives them the lead with a minute 44, and the Reddies have not done well. They've only gotten in the end zone 1 time, and that took 3 quarters to do. You'd think they would try to eat up some more clock, try to kick a field goal and take the lead.
Right now you're looking at about a 37-yard field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no chip shot. It's without question in Joel Carlos's range. He kicked a 43-yarder last year, his longest of his career. But it's by no means a gimme.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I don't have his field goal stats on our halftime stats, but what was his longest earlier in the ball game?
34-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're the Reddies, you can find a way to knock that football loose. The play clock's already inside 15 seconds, so it looks like the Savage Storm are going to use one of their 2 timeouts. Now, they've just sent their special teams unit onto the field. They sprinted out there, and they're not going to get this play off in time. So now here comes the timeout from Coach Bo Atterbury, inviting you after the ball game to stick around for our post-game show.
It's the Benvenuti's post-game show.
Benvenuti's post-game show. And if you're in Arkadelphia after the game, stop by Benvenuti Italian Restaurant. They're at 2607 Caddo Street, right here in Arkadelphia. Benvenuti also provides to-go orders, and you can call for your to-go order at 870-617-7040. Let's go down to the sideline. Kevin Rogers is standing by with a Southern Bancorp sideline report. Kevin, my fingernails are down to the quick.
Yeah, it's a big, big play here. This is one of those points that decides the outcome of the game, and I'm trying to decide what play I would run here. I'm thinking I would go with like some sort of run-pass option where if they load the box, I'm throwing a quick slant or, a 10-yard out route, or if they give me the numbers, a 5-man box, then I'm handing it off, maybe doing a draw. Because I like your point of running time off the clock and putting pressure on Henderson, but it's all up to our defense right here, and they look pumped. We'll see what happens.
CB Cantwell keeps Ronnie Green in the backfield. 3rd down and 14, and they go to the ground. Green up the middle inside the 15-yard line, carries a tackler with him near the 12, and he got a nice little chunk of yardage there on 3rd down.
Yeah, I was going to say Henderson needs to stop the clock now.
Looking about a 29-yard field goal from this spot. Henderson State uses their last timeout. 92 seconds remain here in the 4th quarter. And right now the Henderson State Reddies fighting for their lives here on opening night. Across the street, Washington leads East Central 42-28. About the last minute 30 of that game as well. Southern Arkansas came from behind. Mule Riders win in Weatherford over Southwestern Oklahoma 21-17. And Henderson State led 13-11 thanks to a touchdown run by Evan Lassiter. That was back in the early portion of this quarter. And now Henderson looking at perhaps being down by 1 point in the last 92 seconds. Depending on the upcoming field goal attempt by Joel Carlos, who has just now taken the field along with his special teams unit. His holder is Jake Walters, and Walters completed a fake PAT earlier for a 2-point conversion.
Boy, how big was that earlier in this game right now?
This is from the right hash, kicked at the 20. This is a 30-yard kick. The snap, the hold, the kick has the distance. That kick is no good.
It was partially blocked.
And wide left. The Reddies will hold on to the lead by 2 as Southeastern fails on a 30-yard field goal attempt.
I don't know who got their hand on it, but whoever was on that far left end, came diving in and partially got a hand on it.
Kevin, did you see who that might have been on the field?
I don't know who it was, but I don't know if he got a hand on it or not. He was really close. I thought he could have blocked it, but it seemed like the kicker just pulled it left and missed.
It was, the reason I say it was partially blocked because he got up holding his arm, and the ball was wobbling around whenever it came left.
It could have been. You could have been right.
And that's why I think that it was partially blocked.
You could see right off the foot there's something wasn't quite right with that kick by Carlos. Well, the Southeastern can stop the clock one time. Black comes under center, and he takes a knee. The Reddies are going to be able to run off the last minute 25 of this football game. Wow. This forces Southeastern to take their last time out. My goodness. Were the football gods smiling on the Reddies tonight?
I want to go back down to Kevin. Hey, Kevin, I just from our vantage point, it just looked like the ball came wobbling out, and I usually when you see that, somebody got a finger on it or something to make that make it come out like that.
You're definitely right. I will say that he got one heck of a jump off the ball, and he was coming in hot, and I think he might have gotten a pinky on it and altered the flight of that ball.
A pinky, a fingernail.
I mean, hey.
You quarterbacks.
A knuckle hair.
Quarterbacks will not give a defensive player some
What are you
credit.
talking? Hey, come on now. He got every bit of that ball. Fine, I'll give him the palm. He got the palm on it.
He knocked it down with his midsection now, right?
I mean, you're right, though. I mean, the football gods are in Arkadelphia tonight, aren't they?
I guess, we'll find out in the next minute 25.
Yes, please ask Coach.
Andrew Black under center to take a knee once again. Just in case he fumbles it, he's got Jaquan Cole there in the backfield to jump on the ball. They're going to hand it off. That goes to Wilson. Wilson making men miss near the 25, and he goes out of bounds to the 32.
That'll put it out.
Don't go out of bounds, though. I mean, that's a first down. So, yeah, you can take a knee the rest of the way, and it's game, set, match. That was a nifty couple of moves there by Jeremy Wilson. He's got some make-em-miss moves.
Wow, what a way to start the season. I mean,
really, you can look at the last two meetings between these schools. Henderson won by 7 points last year. The difference was 3 yards. They hold on to this game today.
Yeah.
If they do, and you got 68 seconds until triple zeros. If you win this one, then the difference is 2 points, a 30-yard field goal, and maybe somebody's pinky finger nail as the difference. Amazing. Now keep in mind, Houston Ray missed a field goal earlier. It was hit off of one of the goal posts. The Reddies twice did not convert when they got about to the 10-yard line, not just inside the State Farm red zone, but about the 10-yard line. They couldn't convert. And they may win this game with the strength of one single touchdown. There goes Black down to a knee again. We got some pushing and shoving. Some of these Southeastern players, they know the history of these schools. They're not very happy. So, it's going to be the 7th consecutive year that the Reddies get a victory over Southeastern Oklahoma State. And that was the last play of the game. Scott Maxfield's already walking out onto the field looking for a handshake from Bo Atterbury. Meanwhile, we still have some hard feelings between the defense of Southeastern and the offense of Henderson State. Cooler heads will prevail as the teams begin to make their way onto the field. The referees say that's it, and hey, you can put that one in the books. Henderson State escapes on opening night, defeating Southeastern Oklahoma 13-11.
Wow.
Maybe not the way anybody would have drawn it up, but a win is a win is a win, and the Reddies are 1-0.
Let's find Kevin Rogers down there. I lost him down on the field. Okay, I see him now. He's on that far side, and Kevin's trying to find Coach right now. And we'll let him get out of that pile, Kevin, and make your way over. And
this has some of the calling cards of last year's Henderson team.
There he is, Kevin Rogers with Coach Maxfield.
Coach, that was a big win coming in there at the last second. What's one thing that you're proud of your team coming out of this game?
Well, we fought to the very end. That's ready football, but, we got a lot of stuff we want to clean up. We want to be a championship team. We got a lot of work to do. Fumbles, interceptions, turnovers, penalties, those personal fouls are really bothering me right now. That's something we'll get straightened out.
Yes, sir. I want to know what you told the team at halftime to come out here fired up and ready to finish this game.
We just had to come back out and fight. That's just what we had to do. Don't give up. We've been in a lot worse situations than that. When Kevin Rogers was our quarterback, we came back. It wasn't quite as pretty, but it was a victory.
Coach, thank you for your time. Great win tonight. Look forward to next week.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, Kevin and Coach Maxfield, we appreciate your time and your thoughts.
Well, we know we can't leave. We gotta start the season with the Ready train.
Well, I mean, let's wait and see when he actually does start that whistle blowing. I'll imagine. I mean, there was some. I was a little tight there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were too. I'd imagine the Reddies might have felt the same way.
Yeah,
it's tough to, if you're you can put your faith in a defense leading by 7 points, like last year in the last minute inside the 10-yard line. You say, look, they need a touchdown. That's tough to come by.
Yeah.
You're talking a field goal. You're talking 30 yards for a guy that has a fairly big leg. He'd already kicked one today of more that distance. At that point, how much faith can you have? You just got to hope for either help from a higher power or just somebody to not do their job.
Yeah. I put out on Twitter that the football gods were in Arkadelphia tonight.
They must have been.
And everybody's commenting, what a game. What a game. And really, it was a sloppy game, if you think about it, Phil. I mean, it was a very sloppy game. The Reddies did finish the game with 407 yards of total offense. And usually when you say that, you're like, oh, they did what they were supposed to do. But the Reddies have to be able to find the end zone. They are good between the 20s, but once they get inside the 20s, something doesn't click, and the Reddies have to figure that out and do it fast, because like Coach said, if they want to be a championship team, they got to be there and do it fast.
All right, the show band of Arkansas has just concluded. I can see Coach Max running to the Henderson logo at midfield. He's got the whistle out. Here it comes. There it is. The Ready train has begun to move out of the station here in Arkadelphia.
Boy, they're partying out there.
Oh, man. I love the Ready train at the end of the win.
Yes.
Love it.
We started that, I think it was late 2011 after we won OBU in the goal line stand, and that's just stuck ever since, and it's awesome.
I didn't notice it at the goal line stand.
Yeah.
I was too busy pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, a great moment on the field. We'll send it to a break. We'll come back with a Benvenuti postgame show. Once again, the final score, the Henderson State Reddies survive 13-11 over Southeastern Oklahoma State. This has been the Henderson State Sports Network.
Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation, locally owned and operated in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Our family is committed to yours. Our experienced rehabilitation team specializes in physical, occupational, and speech therapy, all working together to get you home. Call and book a tour with us today at 870-246-6337 or visit our website at twinrivershr.com. Again, that's twinrivershr.com.
Arkadelphia Super Smiles offers general dentistry for kids and young adults. Dr. Trevor Coffey and his staff look forward in treating your child and making sure they always have a super smile. Arkadelphia Super Smiles is located at 280 Professional Park Drive, Suite B in Arkadelphia. For an appointment, call 870-246-2828. And like always, our kids is accepted at Arkadelphia Super Smiles.
With over 40 years of experience, All Care Pharmacy understands your pharmaceutical needs. We offer fast and friendly service, including a drive-through window for additional convenience, along with 14 retail locations to serve you throughout Arkansas. Transfers are as easy as 1, 2, 3. So stop by and see Brian and staff at 3002 West Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Remember, at All Care, we care.
The state's leader in care is right here in the comfort of your own community. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia is a full-service hospital. Here, state-of-the-art technology is united with highly qualified physicians and the most quality nursing staff in the region. From major surgery to minor injuries, we care for you because we're your neighbor. And we're backed by Baptist Health, Arkansas's most comprehensive and respected care network. Baptist Health Medical Center Arkadelphia, your community hospital.
Do you have an idea that you'd like to see on a t-shirt? Printmania can help you turn your idea into a reality. Printmania offers a variety of t-shirts for you to choose from. We also have personalized service, which will allow you to work with an artist who will help you create your t-shirt. Printmania also does embroidery and engraving. Come visit us at 624 Main Street in Arkadelphia or call 870-246-3803. Printmania, proud supporters of Henderson State University.
Don't be sidelined due to your injury. The orthopedic team at Texarkana Surgery Center with Doctors Richard Hilborn, Trey Mitchell, Doug Thompson, and Tom Young are here to help get you back in the game. Texarkana Surgery Center, taking special care of our community for over 18 years.
Welcome to the Benvenutis post-game show as the Reddies win tonight by a score of 13-11 to start the season 1-0 on this 2016 campaign. And boy, it was a nail-biter all the way to the end. I'm RJ Hawk as we are wrapping things up, and we'll start with tonight's statistics as the Reddies, they ran 70 plays tonight for 407 yards. Southeastern Oklahoma State ran 64 plays for 269 yards. On the ground, Southeastern ran 43 plays for 122 yards, while Henderson State ran the ball 36 times for 170 yards in the game. Time of possession in this one, it came down to the Southeastern Oklahoma State Savage Storm. They had the ball for 34 minutes, 16 seconds, while Henderson State had it for 25 minutes and 44 seconds. On third down, Southeastern was 4 of 17, while Henderson State was 2 of 12. On fourth down, the Savage Storm 2 of 2, while the Reddies 0 of 1. And in the red zone, Southeastern was 2 of 3, while the Reddies were 3 of 4. Individual stats in the ball game. Ronnie Green for the Savage Storm, 19 carries, 76 yards. Devlon Wortham, he had 14 carries for 51 yards, and C.B. Cantwell carried the ball 7 times for 20 yards. For Henderson State, Jaquan Cole finished the game with 13 carries for 90 yards. Jeremy Wilson, 9 carries for 54. Andrew Black, 9 for 23. Passing the ball, Andrew Black, 20 completions, 34 attempts, 237 yards, 1 interception. C.B. Cantwell, 16 of 21 for 147 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Receiving the ball for Southeastern, Kamon Farmer had 6 receptions for 61 yards. Bryce Steele, 5 for 59. Then you had Onteric Maxey had 1 for 14. For Henderson State, Austin Bennett, 5 receptions for 58 yards. Courtney Whitehead had 5 for 39. A.J. Smith, 3 for 35. And Ben Johnson had 2 receptions for 68 yards. Punting, Joel Carlos had 9 punts for 373 yards in the game. He had an average of 41.4. He had a long of 54. Kicked 3 inside the 20, while Cody Michael had 6 punts for 231 yards. He had an average of 38.5 yards and a long of 44. He also put 3 inside the 20. Leading tackler for Southeastern in the ball game was Raheem Wilson with 8 tackles, and leading the way for Henderson State was Cameron Saunier. He had 12 tackles, 10 unassisted tackles in the game. He was followed by Dondre Wright with 8, Gary Vines with 6, and Josh Davis with 5. Now, how did we get to the score of 13-11? Houston Ray, he started the ball game in the first quarter at the 1:15 mark with a 31-yard field goal. That play took 6 plays, 70 yards in 2 minutes and 16 seconds, and that got us on the scoring drive 3-0. Then at the second quarter, 13-19, Joel Carlos hit a 34-yard field goal, took 9 plays, 43 yards in 2 minutes and 56 seconds to tie the ball game at 3-3. Then at the 5:29 mark, for Southeastern Oklahoma, C.B. Cantwell hooked up with Bryce Steele for 19 yards to give Southeastern their first lead of the ball game, 11-3. Then the third quarter, fast forward a little bit, as Houston Ray got in on the action once again. The 5:01 mark, Houston Ray kicked a 32-yard field goal. It took 12 plays, 48 yards in 2 minutes and 56 seconds, and that brought the score to 11-6. And then in the fourth quarter, 14:04 mark, Henderson's Evan Lassiter took it in from 2 yards out to give the Reddies the lead, 13-11.
We saw Lassiter punt for the Reddies last year. He was the third-string quarterback last season. He's not punting any longer. He's moved up to second-string quarterback, and he's a big fellow. 6'5", 220 pounds, and they'll keep Lassiter in there again on 2nd and 2. In the shotgun, Lewis put in motion. They snap it to Lassiter. He carries it in. Touchdown, Reddies. Evan Lassiter from 2 yards out puts Henderson up 12-11.
And that was Evan Laster's first touchdown as a Ready, I believe. And so he got the lone touchdown for the Reddies as they win this thing by a final score of 13-11. But we cannot end this broadcast without the final play of the ball game being made, as it was a missed field goal by Joel Carlos. And we didn't get the official word on it, whether it was partially blocked. I think it was partially blocked. Some others think that it was just a pulled field goal, but this was the final call of the ball game.
This is from the right hash, kicked at the 20. This is a 30-yard kick. The snap, the hold, the kick, as the distance, that kick is no good.
It was partially blocked.
And wide left. The Reddies will hold on to the lead by 2 as Southeastern fails on a 30-yard field goal attempt.
I don't know who got their hand on it, but whoever was on that far left end came diving in and partially got a hand on it.
Kevin, did you see who that might have been on the field?
And I think I want to say it was Dondre Wright, but we'll have to get the official check on that in the morning when they get the tape rolling. So, with that being said, your final score in this one, 13-11. When we come back, Phil and I will wrap this thing up, as this is the Benvenuti's post-game show, and you're listening to the Henderson State Sports Network.
Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation, locally owned and operated in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Our family is committed to yours. Our experienced rehabilitation team specializes in physical, occupational, and speech therapy.
Is this the last
all
break,
working
Phil?
together to get you home. Call.
There's a local one after this.
Yeah, we're not playing that.
If you want to go ahead and wrap, go right ahead.
Thank you. You know what? I don't think I made a close. Oops. Let's do that. How about that? Button stuck again.
Pregame, you can also purchase apparel and gift
There you
items
go. Thank you,
under the
Phil.
Reddy Bookstore tent during the game. The Reddy Bookstore is open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Friday. Find us on
We have scores
Facebook,
from
Twitter, and Instagram
Tech and
at
Northwestern.
Reddy Bookstore, or online at
Tech shut out Southern Nazarene for the first time since 2002. First shutout in school history since 2002.
Suits, we've all got them, but we really hate wearing them. So why would you want to bank with people that have to wear suits every day? At Southern Bancorp, we take a casual approach to banking.
46
no
to
suits
nothing
required
you said?
here. We realize not every customer is going to fit the corporate mold. That's why we can customize loans and accounts based on your wants and needs, not try to fit you
And
into a
then
box.
Northwestern
or into a
and
suit.
UAM.
We
I
aren't
don't
your
have a
typical stuffy
Northwestern
bankers, just friendly, laid-back people here to help you. We cater to all kinds of suits around here, but you can leave your birthday suit at home.
Last
Southern
score was
Bancorp, building
35-14
communities, changing
Northwestern.
lives. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
About time to wrap up things here on our Benvenuti postgame show, but first let's have a look around the GAC, the Southwest Sporting Goods scoreboard update. Getting a look at the action right now. Both the Arkadelphia schools pulled out wins today. Washita, in a high-scoring battle with ECU, wins the Battle of the Tigers 42-28. Of course, the Reddies will be traveling to Ada next week to battle those same ECU Tigers and look for revenge. ECU was the only GAC team to defeat the Reddies in the 2015 season. In Weatherford, Oklahoma, Southern Arkansas stages a late comeback, scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter to win 21-17 and start the year 1-0. Arkansas Tech with their first shutout in how long? Was it 6 years?
Since 2002.
In more than 6 years, 14 years. Tech shuts out Southern Nazarene 46-0, and I believe that is the 23rd consecutive loss for the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. Meanwhile, they got a wild one right now in Alva, Oklahoma. Here's a panhandle. I got a score on this one. Northwestern Oklahoma and UAM are locked in a very close, high-scoring game. The last 9 minutes, 49-42. Northwestern leading UAM. Those are two programs that have been on hard times the last couple of years, but that looks like a pretty exciting game there in Alva, one of the that's probably the outpost city in the GAC. All All right, so that is what is going on around the GAC. One game to be played on Saturday, and that is Harding and Oklahoma Baptist in Searcy, a 6 o'clock kickoff. All right, so the final score today here at Henderson, 13-11. Henderson over Southeastern Oklahoma. Do we still have Kevin with us? Is he still down there? Kevin,
yeah,
you around?
I'm still here.
Hey, Kevin, you know your job's done. You know that? You can make your way up if you want.
All right. I'll make my way up there. No. I'm just kind of chilling, taking in the atmosphere and the wind.
Let me ask you this question, and it's something I talked with Scott Maxfield about after our interview concluded on Tuesday. You know, last year's Reddies team developed a personnel